Welcome to the castle, everybody come inside, where each soul is important and stands with pride. No opinion's better than the next, we respect them all feelings are valid, let them echo off every wall. In the home of good vibes, we embrace and we heal, sharing truth and compassion with a soulful appeal. I'm your vibes queen, guiding light through the night, building trust in our kingdom as our hearts unite. I brew all the tea, warm and sweet with intention, got receipts to back it up, every claim gets attention. They call me the receipt queen, evidence on my throne. When drama gets crazy, I make sure the truth is known. Woo shall like, can you believe what we've heard? I keep it real and calm, delivering truth in each word. If rumors are stolen, I say okay, let's see. Then present all the facts so y'all can feel free. My members only, I share that exclusive tea. Platinum, you love it over here, living life carefree. We keep it real and loyal, trust growing each day. Inside these castle walls, love flows in every way. Every castle resident's voice is heard loud and clear. We vibe together in harmony year after year. Our story grows stronger with each conversation. So join the family now, be part of creation. Like, comment, subscribe to the castle where everyone is welcome. Welcome to the castle, everybody step inside. Vibes queen on the throne, come along for the ride. No opinion's better than the next, that's the deal. All feelings are valid, every vibe here is real. Castle residents, stand up, we keep it moving strong. In this kingdom of vibes, you know that you belong. Respect in the castle, that's how we do it each day. So settle in and vibe out, VQ's leading the way. I'm the receipt queen, I keep receipts on file. Spilling all the tea in the castle with style. When the drama pops off, whoosh out like it's hot. I stay cool with the facts, giving proof on the spot. You doubt my story, okay? I'll prove it real quick, dropping all the receipts. Now the truth really sticks. I'm serving up truth while they just chasing clout. In the castle, we keep it real, no room for any doubt. For my members only, I spill extra tea on the side. Platinum, you love it over here, it's a VIP ride. Behind these castle doors, I serve truth extra strong. Exclusive vibes from my people, we vibing all night long. If you want the inside scoop, then you know what to do. Hit that join button fast and come through with the crew. Castle crew so loyal, shining bright like a crown. We built this family you together, ain't no tearing it down. Like, comment, subscribe to the castle where everyone is welcome.
Hey guys, welcome to the castle. If you are new here, welcome. And if you're not new, welcome back. Hey Golden.
Hey, hey,
What's
Vibes.
up?
Hey,
You ready for this mess?
give me.
Say something. I didn't hear you. No, I didn't hear you. Hey
I was
guys.
in something. I'm trying to multitask. I'm sorry. I was telling you, give me 3 minutes.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Uh, Okay.
I'm gonna put you on mute then, so nobody will hear you. Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
But hey guys. Hey Drea. Hey Mel. Hey Miss Open. Miss Open, I know what you got going on, hon. Make sure you do your thing, okay? Hey Nico. How you doing? Hey everybody. So y'all know we was live early this morning, okay? And then while we was live, y'all, Octavia said went live. And I was like, oh, we can't miss this. All of us ran from over here and ran over there because we didn't want to miss the tea. Y'all, when we went over there, it was a mess. Okay? It was. And let me say this. So for the people that's saying that some of us are choosing the male side, which is Octavius, like everybody defending him and whatever. I'm in no way, shape, or form defending Octavius. If you ask me who I think is wrong, my opinion in this situation, I would say the person that brought it to the internet is wrong. Who brought it to the internet, guys? Kiki did. Now, does that excuse his behavior and what he is saying and doing? No, it doesn't. But you can't tell nobody how to react when somebody come on the internet talking about them. And at the end of the day, guys, you have to put yourself in the position of what if you had a woman or you had a man that you sat there and had all of your bed and stuff, and then they come on the internet talking about you. Would you just sit back and act like you don't hear them? Like, be for real. Wouldn't you come out here and have something to say too? Never forget that content creators are humans. We're humans, okay? And we got feelings. So it is what it is. Hey, Caution. He said, at least hit the like. Thank you. You say, how? Oh, wow. Golden Grits in the stage again. Yeah, because we wasn't finished earlier, Copper. We wasn't. Yeah. You said, I just finished his live because the sound was bugging out. I got annoyed. LOL. Yeah, I think his stream got. Well, he be on OBS. So I don't know. But let me tell you, let's start somewhere. I hope Golden not talking and forgot that she's on mute because I did mute her. Hey, Forever Lisa. How you doing? And Lisa, I've been knowing you from Beef Sector, okay? And I know deep down inside, they're both your babies, and I know you hate what's going on, Miss Lisa. I know you do, okay? And I completely understand. It's a lot of y'all that really and truly love both of them. And it's hard to watch, actually, But it's good to see you. You doing good? Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, so guys, when Octavius went live, right? He said right out the gate, he said that, and make sure y'all hit that like button for me. All right, guys, please. I'm begging you, tap that like and help me push out the live. So listen, Octavius right out the gate said Kiki sent him a picture of BS tag, right? That's how he was able to know that she drove a BMW. So then I automatically started thinking, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now here we are on Mad Day. Now the truth coming out, right? Remember VS kept saying that, oh, she was stalking her. Oh, Kiki was doing this and whatever. Remember even the day after court when I made that poll? Remember that's why Kiki got mad at me too. I made that poll when they left court and I said, do you really think that justice was served for VS son that have a disability? And Kiki was so upset, all in her feelings. Oh, I'm being a fake friend. No, it wasn't being a fake friend. It was just asking a general question. Do you think justice was served? So now when Octavia is saying she was sending picture of the lady tagging stuff, that ain't that creepy behavior, y'all? Who run around taking pictures of somebody tag? I was actually wondering, was VS listening today? Because if she was listening, she gonna be mad, right? You see, I remember that. I was in Piggy Live when she was harassing VS at the parking lot. See what I'm talking about? And here it is, it's out here now, okay? So that was very interesting. Mm-hmm. So then he said she used dating apps for meals from men. Like basically she go on dating apps, meet a guy, and then basically just set up like, oh, let's go on a date. And then when they go on a date, she's just using them for a meal. Now let's go back down memory lane, which y'all street sector people won't know this, but in beef sector in 2023, when Kiki was on Tracy's panel in her red bra and leggings, She did say on that live that she do go on dating apps. So I know Octavia's telling the truth with this. She do go on dating apps. She link up with these random dudes for them to buy her pocketbooks. And basically she used them and then never called them back. So then everybody was like, girl, you gotta be careful. You know, some people they'll get real upset with you for doing all that, you know? But then pocketbooks and stuff. But I'm like, wow, not for a meal. So that was very interesting. Hey, Clarissa. He said the judge knew and you could tell he was disgusted with Kiki. Oh, wow. She was listening. I saw her live today. Oh, wow, Mel. Ooh, I'm going to have to take a trip over there. So Forgiving said, I wonder when he found out about the dating apps dates. Why you say I wonder if he did? Well, if he say he found out when they got together, that would be very interesting because she was on the panel, like I was telling you, in Beef Sector. And that live stream was while she used to be drunk before they got together. Yeah. Are you there,
I'm
Golden?
back, Bobby.
Okay, let me try to fix your.
I'm sorry. Can you
Okay.
hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
Okay.
So to
I
answer your
wanted to,
question, go ahead.
I'm sorry, answer her question. I'm sorry.
No, Forgiving was saying I wonder if Octavius knew about the dating apps before they got together. And I would say yeah, because she was on the panel saying that she go on the app and get pocketbooks and whatever, all these apps before they got together. So
Now I
that
want to
wasn't a
take it back.
secret.
I want to take it back. I'm glad someone or you all are talking about her with these dates. This can go back from last year. I could be jumping ahead of you, but after you all brought it up, um, I wanted to say something about that. She, if you can remember and recall, because after what I heard today about her calling Marcus, Marcus laughed about it and he said they were both drinking. So they were probably, I don't know, but they were probably both being flirtatious. It was said last year, her behavior towards Marcus, or Marcus even felt that way. And there were other people who would make comments about it, that she probably liked Marcus last year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I said this myself, that she could all those females that Marcus was dealing with, she could see herself in them. Okay. And if she's almost kind of like how it is with little kids and little boys, when they like you, they harass you, jump on you, beat you up. And that sounds like that's what she was doing. I mean, the things that these young ladies were doing, and I'm not trying to bring up the past with Monique, Yana, and all of them. I don't care what anybody says. I see through all of them. And Kiki could see through all of them. She knew what was up. She knew what was up with every last one of those females. And especially after Marcus explained what took place. And, Monique was having a different a scenario, how she explained it. And when Marcus explained it, Monique never denied it. And then Monique came back to try to justify and explain herself. She was not totally telling the truth. Marcus was telling the truth, because I was paying attention to that, and I had been studying Monique, and I know, and I can usually tell eventually when she's lying, because Monique was the type, when she would get caught in a lie, she would come back with a justification. I was just trying to be comfortable, like when he talked about her stealing the weed. Yeah, because it was trying to get comfortable because I didn't know him. But see, what she forgot is that she stole the weed the second time, not the first time. When people get to lying, they don't even remember, they don't even try to figure out the timeline, if it makes sense. And a lot of people don't think like I think, like, wait a minute. He was trying to get comfortable, but the weed situation took place the second time. That's when he was done with her. Had it taken place the first time, there would have been no second time. People don't think. They just listen and it sounds good at the time. It sounds like it almost makes sense and they never think about it. But let me just get back to her. She saw through that, like how flirtatious she is when Monique was following Marcus and was telling her how she's so tight. Like, that's not even I don't care. We know what Marcus did. We knew he took advantage, but let's keep it real. How many other men would not have jumped on that? Come on. I've been knowing men all my life. I've been knowing boys all of my life. Okay. If a female is coming up to, I remember one time I was at a little party and this female, the guy was just minding his own business, being decent. And she started making little comments about her stuff too. And yeah, and then all of a sudden he stopped. He was like, wait a minute. Now he's getting interested. And I'm like, now I was saying to myself, now you see how women lure men in. This happened years ago, but I remember that, and just as well as with Monique, when a woman telling a man that their stuff is tight and it's also wet. Come on, you're arousing the man. No, we can't keep. No, I'm not making an excuse for Marcus. I'm just saying in general. So what I'm saying is that she saw herself in Monique. She saw herself in Yana. Yana told the story. I did not know Yana asked him out. I thought he was the one after her, asking her out until she mentioned it in her story that she wanted to tell that everybody was in an uproar about telling her story. So she told something that I raised my eyebrows about. I'm like, wait a minute. I already knew when he mentioned that she called him back and came to spend a night and never left. That was enough for me. That's not some sort of behavior that women should be supporting, even if he did what he did wrong. Yes, he did what he did wrong, but I'm the type, it's just like in the court of law. A judge will be able to be on each one of them about how they could have did things differently. I'm not going to turn the blind eye. But what I'm saying with Kiki is she saw herself in Yana. She does that same kind of stuff. After hearing all this stuff that's coming out, she does that too with these men. And all that time while she was busy doing that to Marcus, and then there were people like, she don't like Marcus and all that. Yeah. Well, why did she call him? And it's Marcus, if you notice, Marcus did not elaborate. He just laughed at it and was like, was it him that caused the breakup? And that's because they were both flirting. When she called Marcus with whatever she was saying, he said he was drinking a little bit. So that was already telling me, okay, he said he was drinking. So I know they were both mutually uh, flirting with each other. Okay. So this has been okay. So what I'm basically saying is that, I forgot what I'm trying to say, but I knew from a while back. I was like, the reason why Kiki was so hard on this man and was so I couldn't imagine, like she said, she's so educated. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't care what anyone says. An educated person will be able to view all sides, no matter who side they choose. They will be able to see the other parts of it, like myself. Okay.
You know,
I can see the parts of who was wrong on both ends. I don't care or who could have did things differently. I'm not about to be all right to find out my daughter was out there. Uh, I'm not even talking about the part with asking the man out, but calling the man back and moving in with him, and you don't even know this man, and you have sexual encounters with him on the first night. I'm not okay with my daughter at Monique's age, younger than Monique, older than Monique, or anything like that. I'm not going to support my daughter. I don't care what kind of situation you're in. I've been in situations and I've never offered my body to a man. So I can't even find that as an excuse. But she was vulnerable. She was homeless. There's a whole bunch of homeless women out here, or women having a hard time. And stop insulting women or homeless women or women who are having a hard time. Like every woman who is having a hard time does that, because that's not true. We have all had hard times. Now, maybe some of you women have, and that's why Kiki could dig it, because from my understanding, that's kind of how she did her baby's daddy. Okay. But I've had me some hard times too, no matter what my family had. I'm an individual person, and I've never exchanged my body and went out on dates to get food and clothes and stuff for men. And I would never encourage my daughter to, or nobody else's daughter, or support it. That's not what you have to do. And I'm tired of that excuse of they were vulnerable. We all vulnerable in some way or another. Single mothers who's barely making it, we're all vulnerable in
You know
different
what?
ways. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you remember when she was giving commentary about Marcus, right? It was
Right.
like every day it was something, whether she's tagging him on the community post, it was just it was excessive.
Very excessive.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was even fabricate some stories. Like, that's why she got mad at me. I'm okay. Like, if you're giving the commentary, that's fine. I was still supporting her when nobody else was. But my issue is when she started knowing you can't keep talking about you're educated and do stupid stuff. Okay. And she was doing it on purpose when she was busy talking about that STD. Like, come on, you're supposed to be educated, to go do the research. I mean, people who don't even hold any kind of credentials and degrees know how to do that. So you're not doing that because you believe this girl. You're doing that because you're harassing that man. And I wasn't all right with it. And I spoke on that, and I was speaking against that. Like, come on, like, if this woman said out of her own mouth she had unprotected encounters with her ex-boyfriend, and you all want to buy that because she said, and I believe, and he hasn't been messing with anybody. He ain't even I mean, a man who's a married man will go out and mess with somebody. So you mean to tell me this is not even your boyfriend, but at the time when you slept with him, it was your ex-boyfriend, and you want to believe him or believe that he didn't bother anybody? Nobody can make me believe, even if I'm not even 100% educated in that area, you can't make me believe that a man, if a woman had two men, one gave her oral sex and the other one had unprotected sex with her, I would believe that the man with Earl was the one who did it. I can't understand. And so that's what I mean. Like, these people just be buying that. I don't even believe a lot of these people are stupid, but that's stupid to believe that. But this just because you just so against the person. And that's what I was not okay with. And Kiki didn't like that I was speaking on that. She felt like I was throwing shade in that. Well, you're wrong.
Yep,
Whole
one
time.
second.
Now look at this. Now look at this. All that time, but we now find out that she called that man one night on
Mm-hmm.
her. Come on.
1 second. Hey, Brown Eye, yes, when you was live, I didn't want to say, oh, I'm going live or whatever. That is so rude. Okay, so I was trying to excuse myself, but you was like, where you going? And I'm like, no, I don't want to tell you. I'll tell you later. I don't never do that. That's rude. I just like to leave and go live. I
I
don't like to
told
make
Brown
nobody
Eye, but he
chat about
wasn't
me.
listening. He was
Yeah,
so
but that's
involved
very
with,
rude though. Like
yeah, it's
somebody live
rude.
and you're announcing in the chat that you're going live. Yeah, I don't do that.
I told him
Like
that
you,
you had a scheduled live.
yeah. But now it all makes sense. But that's not the first time she called him though. Whenever this call was, she called him before. Well, not called, but she was reaching out to him on IG. I'm gonna have to find it. I have it.
Hmm.
Because he was like, "Oh, guess who been in my DM?" It was her, and I'm like, "What?" After she said all that stuff about him, and remember how she kept playing. Remember the interview that she did with him? What? December 2023, the initial interview on her
Yes.
channel. Uh, every time she just kept going back down memory lane, playing it over and over and over. But it seemed like she have a thing for the interviewers. Cause just last month it was Ghost. She was over there like, ooh, Ghost. It just kept playing the little short over and over. So I
The
don't know
girl
what
is a
that's
whole
about.
nutcase.
Mm-hmm.
She's a nutcase. And that's how
Yeah.
she moves. She's like the little boys in elementary school who jump on the little girls that they think are cute and they like. But she's an adult form of it.
So let's go to the next thing that we had written down. The next one was no car insurance. I'll tell you this, that she don't have no car insurance, y'all. So even the other day, now it makes sense why she was saying, oh, when she got hit by the bus, she called him because she didn't know what to do. Remember, she kept saying that? And
Yep.
he told her what to do. I'm like, not Miss Bougie don't have no car insurance. But I said, you know what? What that insurance called? SR90 or SR92 or something? It's
SR
SR
22.
something. Yeah. SR22. That's a DUI insurance, right? Yeah, it is expensive. But I'm like, oh my, I didn't know that. No
But someone
insurance.
who makes good money and someone who brags about how all this money they have, that shouldn't be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Priorities. She has enough money to pay for it, even though it's expensive, but she would prefer, like he's been saying, eating steak, doing all these other things. Priorities are not together.
She probably got to have that breathalyzer installed. Ooh. Y'all are messy in these comments. He said
It's the priority.
she ran the 4/20/24 interview to shreds. That's the interview I was asking Brown Eye earlier on his live. Was that the one where Marcus was like, "Oh, I'm so high," and he hit her panel and he just kept talking that day? That was 4/20. Uh-huh.
It definitely was because he talked about it, and she cut that up in honey about 100 pieces. But I'm gonna tell you why. She was listening to Marcus. See, this is what I'm talking about. Marcus was giving that advice to somebody else, and he was trying to let them know, like what you do when you, like, even with you vibes, you take good parts out of your live and make it into a short video where you'll get some views. And when she heard Marcus talk about that, that girl cut. He might have told her that when he was when he was in a good mood, but I thought it was somebody else. But anyway, she took that whole video and cut it up into about 1,000,000 pieces.
Mm-hmm. She was milking it. I'm telling you, Kiki is the worst person to get fixated on you. You see how when as soon as she went to me, right? It was like 3 lies back to back to back. I'm like, damn, remember? She had them scheduled. And I'm like, wow. Once she latch on to you, she don't let go.
No, no. There's a few of them out here like that. They can't let go. Hmm. Anyway, she thought she was gonna do that to me too. She struck up a live video about me, and then she had went on a few more times. But see, I wasn't about to let her go there with me, and that's why I started on my community wall. She couldn't stand it. B, you ain't about to keep on going live and have all these dummies responding to that old crazy stuff, and they don't really even know all what's going on, and they in the comment section. There's a few of them right now who, you know what I'm saying? I ain't forgot who they were with their little opinions, but like I said, that's when I came back with my wall. So she thought she was going, man, please, you ain't about to think you're going to punk me. You keep going live, and I'm going to keep on this damn community wall. And we're going to see who's going to come out the winner. May the best woman win. If she would have kept on, I wouldn't have never stopped. I don't give up that easy. I would have never stopped. I meant she was going to stop.
Yeah, you say no. Wait, what you said, Malika? Hey, Malika, I don't even know if I spoke. And hey, Raquel, you said no car insurance with that. Wait, what? You said no car insurance with. Uh,
She's
that's issue
basically
you do
saying
when
that's
you're
the kind of
young.
stuff you do when you're young, driving
Mm-hmm.
around with no car insurance. But bougie people don't drive around without car insurance. Not only do they drive around with car insurance, but they get the best companies, the
Right.
A
Full
rated.
coverage.
Yes. Comp and collision, uninsured motorists, liability, and then they even get the higher liability. They don't get the minimum of that the state requires. No, not bougies.
The
Right. She
simple fact,
driving around like a crackhead.
but so I'm like, wait a minute now, something don't sound right. Oh, but you know what? Because so now it kind of adding up because I started to say, Well, how was he saying that she wanted him to go do DoorDash for her sometime to get extra money? Or that was her saying that, and he was slowing her down and whatever. That was her, I think. So now when he says she don't have insurance, I'm like, those apps require insurance though, registration and all of that, right? To be on the platform. So now it makes sense why she said she had went and rented the Jeep, remember? To be able to do the deliveries in it because you don't have no insurance. I'm like, this is
Right.
too
But
much.
I mean, right. Yeah. So I was wondering why would she mention she had, I'm like, why would she rent a vehicle to for DoorDash? Now I could see if she said I rented a vehicle and while I had it. But but then she wanted him to ride with her just in case she was pulled over, she could have a licensed driver with her.
Yeah.
Because even if DoorDash approved her with her car, how often do they check your insurance? You could have your insurance this month and let it collapse next month.
What? He said her license isn't straight right now too. I think I might have missed that plat.
He did say
I
that.
only I only heard the insurance part. Ooh,
He
I'm
said that it
tripping.
wasn't straight. Yeah.
Well, dang. I ain't about to get evicted. This is deep.
How you getting
She do
evicted when you work all the time and you just a couple of months ago talking about how much money you have? It's not even about the money. Let's not even talk about because we already know she's full of it. How do you? Her rent is only about 1,000 something, right? It's not even 2,000 because I remember when they doxed her or whatever. I went on and I saw it's like a complex and you know they have different units and the cost. How do you work every day?
Well, you know what, Forgiving? I don't even mean to cut you off, but Forgiving got a great point. How she working these apps with a bad license? Or do you think that she got it in her daughter name? Because she could have DoorDash in her daughter name.
Yep,
You never know.
yep.
But they
I
do
met
look alike.
somebody
So
like
do
that.
Uh-huh.
I've had them come to me deliver, and it was a female who was supposed to be delivering, but I mean, it could have been her boyfriend getting out, from the driver's side. But I've had them delivered to me, and it is not even the same person. I've had them delivered to me, and it's not even the same car.
But this is wild though. But how do somebody sit there when you about to get evicted, and then when she asking him, can he do whatever to get his name or whatever so she don't be evicted, and then you come back and you do them like this? But
She didn't. She probably didn't even think he would even come out. See, those kind of people take people for granted. They'll tell everything on you and even lie on you. And see, I've had this happen to me. And because they know I'm not going to say anything, they'll take advantage of that situation. And that's probably what she thought. She could say everything and he wouldn't come out and lay it out because he didn't do it really before.
yeah, it's
But
unfortunate because she do come off ungrateful. Look how the hell she did me.
speaking of that license, her license might not be straight because her insurance isn't. Because when you have to have that certain insurance, if you let it lapse, it might affect your license.
This is deep, y'all. She doing way worse than I actually thought she was.
I bet you all, or did anybody watch her live today, where she said she asked somebody to cash app her? She said, "Y'all do it for Sunny." I'm like, "Oh yes, she is doing bad."
Yeah.
She needed a cash app, and the way she was making it out to be like for something to eat.
Yeah, I've never seen this side of her, so that I guess that's the shocking part because she always seemed or appeared to have her stuff together, always just giving out money freely, in beef sector. Like she came off as the type that like paid people to be her friend. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like, even the other day she was drunk, she was just like, oh, sending pizza $100 just because, just silly with her money. So yeah, it's shocking to hear that she doing this bad.
I mean, it's not totally shocking for me because I've seen the type before, but because we wouldn't even know this if he wouldn't have came out with it. This is not something new. This has been going on. He just kept it quiet.
When I looked at him today, y'all, I'm looking like, damn, he aged a lot in the 2 years. This is not how he looked. I knew his face was fatter. I'm not talking about the weight part. He just looked miserable, older, and just stressed the hell out. Even his hair looked like it's way whiter now than before.
Uh-oh, speaking of hair, I know I might be jumping around and I know you have a list. But did you hear him mention something about up under that wig, her hair is all gray?
Of course I did. I was sitting up there by Forgiving and Charmaine in the bushes. I said, ooh, Charmaine, you heard that girl? She said, yeah, I sure did.
Wait a minute. When we got into it, she called herself trying to do like they all do, talk about the old women. They don't understand it. I love being old. I can't wait to be in my 90s. I've always been old. I think I've shared with you guys that they used to call me grandma. This is from a little kid. So you can't. I'm not one of those women that likes to try to be young and then you trying to remind me I'm old. Another reason why I like being old because see, she called me old. I'm like, I don't understand these old weirdos that ain't nothing but a few years younger than me. They be trying to pretend like they 20 years under me. When she called, because first of all, I look younger for my age. It's just like one time when I went to rent a car when I was out of town, the guy had to look at me again. He was like, dang, he was like, you look younger than what you are when he looked at my date of birth. So be pleased. So here it is where you got a hair, you younger than me, called me old lady. I never forget when she was trying to clown that day. And I'm laughing. You got a head full of gray hair. Lady, I'm older than you, and my hair is for real dark. I've no dyes, nothing in my hair. I might have like maybe 3 or 4 gray strands, and you can't even see them. They're in the middle of my head somewhere, and you have to be actually combing my hair to see it. My mother is in her 70s and her hair is still dark. She only has a few gray hairs. It's not even enough to really even realize that. I mean, if you're looking at it like close up, you're like, okay, she got one here and one there. Honey, we stay young in my family. That's in my DNA, baby. Ain't no way in the world I have no head full of gray hair in my 40s. I don't even have it now. And if I'm following behind my parents, even when my father died, his hair was still dark, maybe with a little few gray strands. Honey, please. You looking if you take that wig off, you over there looking old enough to be my grandmama. My grandmother didn't even die with grays like that. For real, for real. Now that I'm thinking about it, her hair was dark and she passed away in her 60s.
Hey, honey. Yeah, I was blown away. I'm like, what? And he says like real, real short. Cause all she do is wear wigs, so it seems like she don't give her hair no time to breathe or moisturize anything. I'm like, oh my.
I think he
And
called them
then he
little
said,
twigs. Or did I
yeah.
call them twigs?
Wait, let me see if I wrote it down. Exactly what he said. Uh, he said I just wrote down hair real short and gray. Yeah, but he called it a name. He had a little name for it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. And then he said something about all under her beard, like her hormones out of whack. She have a beard like, razor bumps or whatever. I'm like, what? I wasn't looking at her that close.
He
I
said
missed that.
VX was telling the truth because she described that beard and made Kiki go and get it waxed when they first met up.
Dang.
Did you all know hear that story when VS shared that when she met up with Kiki, Kiki had that shadow and had a little beard and mustache. Now, damn, she probably had more hair on her face than she have on her head. He did say twigs. I thought because that's what the word I use sometimes when they looking like uh buckwheat. Uh, he said, I mean, she said she took her and made her get a wax. It took her to the shop or something, yeah, and got that beard mustache up off of her, looking like Elgin. What's his name? Uh, uh, that woman's husband who was gay. I can't even think her name. Was she on 227? One of those shows where she had that little squeaky little voice. Her ex-husband. I just saw a video on YouTube today or yesterday. He got his hair all straight like a woman, but he got the little mustache and beard, but looking like a woman. That's what she over there looking like.
But Raquel, girl, I was looking like not this. This the chick that was trying to break my story down. You see, I was thoroughly entertained. I'm not even gonna lie, okay? I'm like, you see how that work? You
Hmm.
see how that work, right?
All of them are getting exposed. If you notice, all of them who tried to put people out there in their lives and stuff, the truth is coming out on all of them, not just her.
Ooh.
Last year was their year to do all what they wanted to do, all the way up to, recent. All of them. And we finding out the dirt on them.
He said she be lying and playing victim, honey, and it's so sad because she is convinced. Even after he did his live and she went back live this evening, like maybe 6, 7, right? She is still convinced in her mind she did nothing wrong. He's just out here on the internet talking about it. And I'm like, nobody in the chat can say, girl, you came out here talking about that man.
Right. But my question is, does she really believe that, or she just saying that in hopes that she can trick people into believing that? That's the part I don't like about her. Or them. A lot of them do that. I can't play that game with me. You know what you
Then
did.
she started the water work. She started crying for sympathy. I'm like, girl, you came out here talking about that dude missing. You said, that liquor makes her forget. It don't even make no sense, okay? You said, someone tell me how she, with no tears. Listen, you called that bacon. She
Yeah, those
literally
tears was
sat there and did the most and cover her
it
face
was
and
real
then
fast. That cry was so fast. I forgot to do it.
I'm like, girl, stop. Yeah, she playing in people's face.
She always does. It's insulting.
She know what she's doing. The simple fact that she went on the backup where she know it's a hot 13 people gonna be listening and be over there talking about him. Just luckily he came over there and started blocking people in the chat. That's what made her go live on the main channel. Is everybody would have missed it. And then she come on the main channel and say, I'm not bothering him. Yes, you are over there on the backup. Forgiven, did you find the backup?
But how often do all of those that's on this app manipulate and do that? She started talking about me. She started, and you know what I'm saying, when people are responding, they always try to play victim. And then here it is with some fools. Yeah, she over there messing with you. She's not the only one who does it.
Okay, you're welcome. Thanks, Platt. Let's see what else was on the list. So, yep, she got gray hair. Oh, so who caught the part where he said they only had sex twice? Lord, and I'm hearing a TV or something.
You probably are.
But
Wait a minute.
they had sex twice, or am I tripping? I had to pinch myself. Like, am I dreaming? You mean twice in 2 years? Somebody tell me I'm tripping, y'all. Did he really say they only did something twice and they actually had unprotected sex on the third day of when they met up? Where is that? When they met,
I
they had
think that
sex
the
on the
second
third
day.
day unprotected.
Yeah, you
You
did that.
She did say twice. How, guys? It ain't no way. In 2 years, that's a crime. Okay. Don't mind me, but that's a crime. How in 2 years? Make that make sense. You said he had to answer the washer.
All
The
that
chat
time she's
acting up.
posting all the time while she's posting those shorts, like they just enjoying life, living the best life, and we thinking all that time they getting it on, and they getting nothing on.
Ooh, he said the cat's thinking he told her and she started crying. Yeah, because it say right here that she be skipping showers. She literally get off work and then go home, get in the bed, and just be laying there. Big and funky. Can you imagine funky coming from that big ass? Uh-huh.
Well, maybe it was on purpose to turn them off because she didn't want that big thing.
You gonna bathe automatically now. Coming from work, after you done been at work all day, that long commute all the way from Virginia to DC, whatever. You know, that was a long ride. That should have been automatic. Get off work, jump in the shower, just so you could feel better. This is too much. Not Miss Bougie. Wow. Mm-mm-mm. Let me see. Can you imagine? Okay, I saw that one. You said, and he said the smell. She had smell down there. Mm-hmm. Now listen, everybody will say, "Oh, he just mad, so he's saying this and whatever, whatever." But then you'll also be like, "Damn, why you stuck around for 2 years? You know, why you kept going back? Because when you went the first time, if she was so stink or whatever, why you went back the second time, the third time? You know, why you kept going back once every Christmas? Stop it, girl. Stop
Now it's
it."
like, yeah, you're right. So why did he keep going back? Now it does look like he was using her because you wasn't getting nothing. She stank. Why were you going back?
Oh, you know what? Now it makes sense. Remember, we kept saying, remember, she even asked him, that's when we was on the backup channel over Christmas. Remember, she asked him to go to Puerto Rico, and he said he don't want to go to Puerto Rico, and she got mad and was on live crying about it. And then I'm sitting up there looking like, how y'all didn't spend Thanksgiving together, Christmas, Valentine's Day, all of that, and then when you want to go to Puerto Rico, he don't want to go. That don't sound like no relationship. Who remember me giving commentary about that over there? The chat going crazy. Hey, Britt Brad. Hey, Manifest. Yes, they did not spend Thanksgiving, Christmas, Valentine's Day, nothing, and he still did not want to go. Come on now. Come on. Guys, who up in here could go 2 years with somebody and y'all only did something twice? That's a crime, okay? I'm here to tell you that's a crime. A whole damn waste of time. You said, why did I think you were going live at 10? I don't missed an hour. Girl, I don't know. And I shared it on membership thinking everybody got the notification. My bad. You said, yep, no holidays. If your man isn't with you on holidays, that's not your man, boo-boo. I know, right? Crazy. You said he never said anything about her smelling. Yes, he did manifest. Girl, you must have missed it. Yes, he did. He said she be skipping baths and everything, okay? And she smelled bad. Now okay, automatically I started thinking, okay, is this another BS with somebody just upset? I have to always, guys, that lie was told on me, okay? So when somebody else come on the internet, whether it's a woman or a man, and they start talking about this person got roaches, oh, they stink, all of this stuff, especially when you wasn't saying it before y'all broke up. I'm automatically looking at you sideways. How I know you're not lying? You know how? You said more than one person said it though. Yeah, you're right, Britt Brat. The baby daddy did say she stink, right? Remember? So, great point. He only said, wait, you said he only said only her body size and not bathing? No, manifest. He said she stinks. He did. Mm-hmm.
He definitely did. He also
Yeah.
said she came out the shower and she was still smelling, and he said something and she started crying.
And at that
Am I
point,
the
I
only
started
one who heard
thinking,
that?
yeah, at that point, I started thinking, yeah, your pH must definitely be off.
She hasn't some sort of um, that BV or something like Wednesday. It's something. Because if you took a shower, I can't imagine her not knowing how to wash down there. If she took a shower, she had some sort of infection down there.
Yeah, something going on.
And who was that who said that the baby daddy says she wipes from the back to the front? If she's still doing something like that would be something you would expect from a little kid, and you correct your little girl. But if she's still doing something like that, I can see why she has some smell issues and infections.
Mel, you said that's alcohol seeping through her pores? Girl, it's right, and that's why it smells. This chat
That
ain't
too.
no good.
That
Y'all ain't no
alcohol
good.
could, it depends. That too. But I don't think she was drinking every time he was there with her.
And you know
He
what
just,
I've never seen her do? I've never seen her drink straight up water, just raw, uncut water. It's always some seltzered water or something. You know that little Pinot Grigio or whatever it was, and she having the sparkling water in the green bottle. She always have that when they be together at the dinner dates or whatever.
no, that's
Who know
because
what
she's
I'm
trying to
talking
make
about?
you, she's trying to be high class. That pedigree or whatever. She's trying to show you that she's high class when she's drinking that and bougie. She intentionally shows you that bottle because it's expensive water. That's why she does that.
Then I did catch when she said something about she got off work and he was still sitting around and the couch was still dirty. Well, if you ain't got no little kids, why is your couch dirty?
Well,
I don't
over
know who
time,
called that.
who said that the couch was dirty?
She said she got off work and he was just lounging around and the couch was still dirty.
Well, he should have been doing something in that house while she was at work. I've said that before.
Mhm. And
If
y'all
she
know
was
that
out,
day when I say I was on the phone with her, she straight up, I guess the apartment got so out of control. That was after he said about the Thanksgiving food and whatever. Those cleaning ladies was there, and y'all know it was just her and her daughter, so maybe a 2 bedroom, right? Some people was there like all day. I'm like, damn, they ain't done yet. What are they cleaning?
and it
They
was
was
more
there
than
for
one of them.
so long. Yes. They was there for so long. So I started thinking your apartment must definitely got to be jacked up. Because I mean, come on now. Even if they doing the blinds, the baseboard, the fan, all of this, it don't take no all day for a kitchen,
Unless,
a bathroom, and 2 bedrooms.
unless they thought she was a rich lady and they was gonna hustle her.
Yeah, it was a long time. She said she thought she had a maid. And it wasn't no always getting a maid. I think it had just got out of control and she needed to come back to life or something. Or maybe that's why it took them so long because it was so jacked up. It's
She
crazy.
don't
She
she
showing
don't know
her
how to pick
bedroom
men.
on live.
She don't know how to pick men. I ain't never been with a man who didn't clean up my house and help me. They clean up more than I clean up.
Mm,
She don't know how to pick a man because when she mentioned that he wouldn't, whatever was going on, and he said something about, well, you didn't ask me. Man, please. That's supposed to be something automatic for a man if he sees something that's not right. And see, it's Copper in the chat. See, this is when it gets back down to why women like blue collar men, because they ain't lazy. They ain't sit behind a desk all day with a shirt and tie and don't know how to do a thing. My man got to know how to do something. He got to know how to do something with the car, even if he doesn't know everything about a car. He got to know how to do some plumbing. He got to know how to do something. I shouldn't have to call somebody else's man to do my man's job unless he knows how to do it. But we just got it like that. And it's like, baby, never mind. Yeah, we'll just pay somebody. But he's got to have some skills. And I don't think that dude really, I'm jumping around vibes. Go down your list. And then, because I know you're going to mention something about it, or I don't know, maybe you won't. Earlier this morning when we were on your live, we mentioned about, we talked about him not having a job for 2 years. And I don't know if Marcus was listening to your live, but it was weird that the things that I had already said, Marcus told him. Did you notice that?
To be honest, I was there majority of the time, but I fell asleep for like a split seconds. I don't know what I missed. Probably like a 15-minute. I was sleepy.
Okay, well, Marcus mentioned like she was trying to give him some advice, like with all this striking he doing, how to turn it into a job. How to start charging people. So, and it was like, I had just said that earlier, and I forgot about him knowing about that karate. He's telling the truth about that. But there we go again. You got a skill, Negro, and you ain't doing nothing with it. Now, Negro, if you listening, you big, burly, lazy Negro. If you can go around and you keep talking about, yeah, I've been walking 6 miles. Now you need to do something with them time you walking them 6 miles where you can be busy and making some money. Go ahead and get you a live scan. Get your background check. Get whatever credentials you need. And you can be at the park and teaching some kids self-defense. You can go to these schools and private schools and preschools and offer your services and tell them I can be at the school Monday and Wednesday between 3 and 4. And my classes, I can have a large group of up to 10 kids. I'll be charging this price, and see how many parents will be willing to let little Jimmy and Bobby enroll in your class. And you could do that. I remember in my daughter's preschool, they had people from gymnastics schools and stuff that would come into the preschool, and we would pay the little extra money. In fact, my daughter's dance teacher did that. And one of the ones, like she would say, her white school, she would make more. Those people don't mind spending money. The school actually paid for her to come to their school twice a week to teach their kids ballet and tap. So you got a skill. I don't want to hear, I need a building. You could do it right at the park. I remember a man, when I was a kid, he used to teach karate at the park. The people would meet him at the park in a certain area every week, and he charged them a little fee and taught karate. So here this Negro got a skill like that, and he ain't doing nothing with it.
Yeah.
Make it make sense. And also, too, and I'm not here taking up for Marcus, but this is something I think I was even saying before. It was too many females in his chat with their opinions. And really, that should have, and women need to kind of stay out of it when men are talking. It was way too many women in that chat, and I'm listening, watching them, and I'm like, we know about Marcus and what he's done, but he's talking to him man to man, and he's telling the truth. There were only a few women who could see through it, and they were saying something about it. Like, he's giving this dude some good advice about using his skills to charge people to strike. He could actually have a business where it would be like, oh, it's a guy on YouTube named Prime, and yeah, you go to him and he charges like, he'll strike for you. You know what I mean? Like, Marcus, right? But since Marcus is going to allow him to use his channel to give commentary, they can actually barter. hey, Octobum, since you're going to be using my content and stuff, I don't mind. But in exchange, I really don't have time. And all these people out here, and I want to strike all of these people. You do that for me, and I'll let you use my content. No, he just want to
Yeah.
strike for fun or for retaliation or for whatever to help build his ego. That's
Well,
crazy.
he got people requesting him up. Yeah. I know even Smokiana want his help, so
Who?
nobody.
Never mind. You,
Smokiana.
I'm not. You know,
Nobody.
I'm all right with her. But yeah,
Nobody.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's just like even with your receipts. People sit up here and talk about your receipts. And they sitting up here, it's almost somebody like one man's trash is another one's treasure. While they sitting here could be taking the receipts too. They walking past the receipts. You gathering all the receipts up, but then at the end of the day, they like, oh, Vibes, you got that receipt? Because yeah, he was saying this and this and that, and I want that receipt to prove, or whatever. Like you already said, you're gonna start charging for your receipts. You doing all this work for your channel, which you know what I mean. When you get your views or whatever, or the commercials, it's an exchange for that. But all these people, when they want specific receipts or want to go back and use your stuff, yeah, they got to pay. That's like anything else, or they got to barter with you. Okay, you get this, give me this receipt, and I'll give you this. Same with Marcus. Use my content, and here you use my time. I'll give you permission to do all the striking because man, I ain't got time for that. So here he is with a skill where he knows karate. He showed off his dusty black gray belt, but you're not doing anything with it. Make it make sense. That's what I'm talking about. Like he ain't even a hustler.
Hey,
I'm not used to
Kenyatta.
being around men like that. I'm sorry.
I know. I know. No, I'm just saying hey to Kenyatta. Yeah, I know. Everybody I know are hustlers, and I'm talking about legal hustlers, not no on no corner.
Right. I know them both, but I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking about a legal hustle. Like, why can't you do DoorDash to make sure you had some money? If you knew your woman's birthday was coming up, I remember for his birthday, I could see it in Kiki's face. She was trying to support him, but it was like he couldn't give her nothing but go live and give her some recognition. Do you all remember that? And I was looking at Kiki's face. I'm like, she ain't with this for real, but she's trying to go with the flow of this. Negro, you knew that girl's birthday was a long time ago. You should have been out there doing some door dashing, some Ubering. I've had somebody do I don't know what it was, DoorDash or what one of them was. They came to my house on a bike. You don't even need a car.
Yeah. It was
I've
something I was
seen
gonna
one on
say
a
because
motorcycle. Huh?
I know Manifest was saying something about, oh, he didn't say that, but yep, he definitely did because I got it written down right here. Manifest that he said she straight up cottage cheese.
Hmm.
I just saw it. Yep, too big to wear underwear. Oh, he really went there today. Yep, she half dead. Let her keep drinking. She half dead. She won't be here much longer. Oh, he said a lot.
He did say that, but I don't understand how she's too big to wear underwear because she can still wear underwear. Maybe that's her excuse. I can't wear underwear because I've gotten so big. You sure had on some underwear in those photos I saw with you that you sent over there to Gumbo.
Hmm. That man went there for real, for real. He talking about, oh, she come out of all that tight stuff and took everything off and everything just dropped. She got
Fell
like
out.
all this baggage around her waist. Like he's like, she got at least 100 pounds bigger.
He did say that. But why is a man comparing himself to a woman's body? Like, yeah, like who does that? I can see if it was two women, like she over there looking like that, and here it is where I got a small waist, and her, you comparing yourself to another woman. I mean, it's weird. First of all, a man's body, if you get a woman that's 5'5" and a man that's 5'5", they can weigh the same amount. The woman is going to look wider because they don't have as much muscle as men. He
Same
sounds
man.
crazy.
Charmaine got a question. She want to know how she almost died from alcohol. I was thinking the same thing, but then I'm like, alcohol poisoning, maybe?
Yeah. That was last year when she went out. Remember when she was in the hospital in the room and nobody knew what? Or she made it out like it was or I assume maybe it was a breakdown. I don't remember. Yeah, alcohol poison can do it. There have been people who've died from it, like had a little too much and their body couldn't take it.
Yeah.
That could be why, if you notice, she's mixing orange juice with her wine now. She said she was drinking champagne, which she's not. She's drinking sparkling wine. It's a difference. Champagne is actually comes from that area in France, which is champagne. A lot of people call anything that has comes out of a champagne looking bottle champagne, but there is, well, anyway, that's a whole nother wine lesson. But anyway, she was taking her sparkling wine. If you notice that she's mixing it up with orange juice. I kept saying she was drinking those mimosas or whatever they call them. And that could be why, because of what happened to her last year. She was drinking hard liquor. You notice this year she's been drinking wine.
But I think in beef sector, it was wine. She used to have a whole wine bottle turned to her head. And then when she stood there and talk about, oh, I don't smoke no cigarette. Oh, yes, she was. I'm talking about chain smoking on live with a bottle of wine tilted to her head. Not even a glass, okay? I'm like, dang.
Well, now she's drinking her wine with orange juice.
In a teacup.
Mm-hmm. Trying to play like she's just drinking orange juice. I said it
Oh,
was gin and juice. Now it might be gin and juice. She might just be lying, trying to make it seem like it's not as heavy. I'm just drinking some wine over here. Yeah. I initially said she was drinking gin. Well, I did say mimosas because she had that wine glass. But after that, in the cup, I said she was drinking gin and juice.
right. Oh, sweet dark chocolate say it could have been pancreas issue from alcohol. True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we really don't know what her health is like. She could have a, what do they call that when alcoholics have that issue with their liver? I was, and then on top of it, you can catch that, you can have that as well just by being big, fatty. She might have
Uh,
fatty liver or something.
mm, I don't know. I don't really know nobody that's no alcoholic besides that girl I used to say I used to hang out with, and I had to let her go. She did too much. Get pissy drunk for a woman? Like who act like that? Be
I
embarrassing the hell out of
definitely,
me.
I definitely
Yeah,
know some alcoholics, and they all act different. I know some that are like cool, and then they have some that when they get drunk, they start starting shit like that one over there.
Papa said cirrhosis.
Yeah, there. Thank you. There it is. Cirrhosis of the liver. She might have that. I don't know.
Yep, and plaques. Whew. But thank you, sweet dark chocolate. You said maybe it's teleport. That wine is strong. That's what Lemon be drinking over there. I heard it's so cheap too. Teleport. It's not even really to be drink like that. Yeah, it's what it is. But let's see what else. I thought you had a list too, Golden.
I do. 1 minute.
Let's see what else is on this list that I have. Because I'm coming up to the end of my list. Because, I only took notes up until when Marcus went on the panel. He said her body is hideous. And these are his exact words, okay? She have a mustache and a beard. And then I noticed Octavius, he really not playing with her this time. Because you realize who was in her chat, right? Dory is back in his chat, which I think they really ain't had no smoke. The beef was really because Kiki and Dory don't get along. But Dory was back in his chat, and I was shocked as hell when I looked around and saw MU. misunderstood from beef sector. I'm like, well, shut the front door. I thought I was seeing stuff, y'all. For real, for real. And then she said one comment. So let me tell you what misunderstood said. She said, "Good morning, Octavius, listening as I work." And by the time she said something again, I guess she realized, so it pop up on your screen when you become a mod, right? She said, "Thank you, Octavius, for the mod stick," right? So I'm like, oh, he made her a mod instantly when she dropped down in the chat. And I'm looking like, oh, Kiki gonna be pissed because this is the girl that took Kiki to court when we was in beef sector. Remember that girl? The one that stayed in California that she had to fly all the way across the country to go to court? That girl. That's who he made a mod today.
I saw that. I heard about it, and I was thinking, what isn't that the one I heard about? See, this was before my time. You know, Marcus introduced me
Mm-hmm.
to Kiki. I heard about that woman who lived somewhere in California. Kiki had to come at the last minute and all that.
Yeah.
He knows what he's
He,
doing.
he really is because he know how triggering. That's like just say VS dropping down in his chat and he give VS a mod stick. She will lose it. These are people that she straight up hates. Okay. So it's like, I don't even want to know what that feel like. This somebody that you saying you love me, and in the minute we argue, you going to make my ops mods, and then he actually was on MU's panel too over there in B sector because I noticed that on his community tab he shared MU live. Then when I clicked on it, he was on her panel. So I said, oh, he really showing out. And why y'all didn't tell me that Rob Rack was out of jail? Nobody told me Rob Rack was back out of jail, child, and came back on YouTube doing the same thing. No wonder we haven't been seeing Janet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I went on his channel and saying like 12 days ago he been going live every day. I said, oh, that's why Janet ain't been over there across yonder lately for like
And
that for
see,
real, for real.
right. And speaking of Janet, that's why she supports what she supports because she sticks around for a man who's abusive. I've heard him talk bad to women.
Charmaine, yes. I said he really trying to kill Kiki when he gave MU a mod stick. Somebody go check on her, okay? You said they're
Hmm.
beefing right now. What?
Wait a minute, who's beefing?
Oh God. Janet and Rob beefing.
Good for her. Because she sat over there, around that corner, up the street, across the bridge, supporting that mess for 11 months. I
Mm-hmm.
need to be up over there with Rob, although I don't even support him, and just go over there and cheer him on.
Oh, he's disgusting. That's the one that say the most crazy stuff about kids too.
He's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
He's a weirdo.
Yeah.
I'll never forget how I saw him. When the one over there across that bridge too in the wheelchair, she thought she had her new friend, and they was on there drinking together and showing off their shots and all that. And then he just started disrespecting her, like calling her all like it was like weird, calling her all kind of names, like he just switched up on her. I was like,
So,
this mother Hubbard is something wrong with him.
so what's on your list? Because I don't have anything else.
I think I cut you off and added everything on my list. There's some other things I was gonna say, but I'm gonna kind of leave it alone. But basically, I wanted to talk about how the women were interjecting and inserting themselves. Why, I've already mentioned that, but women need to learn how to be women, like for real, for real. Okay, I don't, I remember growing up and me watching my mother and just women in general, like when the men come in, you know what I mean? You go on and go to the bedroom or go on and do whatever. And the same with the men don't know how to be men either. Instead of them going ahead and going to the bedroom to go watch the game or go on out to the back or to the man cave, they want to be all in the women's business. And I think I've already I've cut you off and said that Marcus was giving him some really good advice, but they too busy. Oh, that man, he did. So what about where that's city and all that? That stuff was insignificant, had nothing to do with what he was trying to tell him. And it was also something else I did agree with Marcus, like how he's talking about how he was talking about how he was losing weight and stuff, how you just go ahead now. Well, let me back that up. There was something that Marcus was telling him, like, and then I agreed with that part. Like, he did have a right to express himself. But as a man, after so much of expressing yourself, you go on and say what you have to say and let it be. That's not the job of a man. Men don't behave like that where it's continuous. Now, he hasn't been like that, but it was good that Marcus let him know and reminded him. That's some female stuff. I think we've been watching a dude do this for 11 months. That is not the characteristics of a real man to keep going on. He's going to say what he has to say. And then after that, be like, man, F that B, and just let her go on because he's already addressed it. Okay. Now I was in agreeing that I did partially agree that yeah, he does have a right to rebuttal, but to keep going on and on and on, like Marcus was saying, like he hadn't did that yet. But I don't know if Marcus was trying to let him know, like, don't keep doing it, or maybe Marcus was under the impression that he had been doing it for a while. I don't know. But yeah, that's how men move. That's how men I know move. They don't keep on cat fighting with no bra. Unless you're a punk dude, a sissy. And even the sissies that I know don't do that all day long.
Oh, you know
These
what I
dudes are
want
not
to
to be
talk.
men. Uh-huh.
I want to talk about. Don't let me forget to say the thing about Kenisha them, because I know Kenisha went over there, and I don't know if I agree with that commentary or not. Cause it's like, all right, now the stuff you trying to call out. You see
Go
Kenisha
ahead.
video, right?
Yes, because he was saying one thing, but he does some of the same stuff.
Yeah, and then like he'll say something about like Octavia's crazy for doing X, Y, Z, but he's sitting with people that do the same thing. So I'm looking like, okay, make it make sense.
Exactly. And I kind of I wasn't trying to argue with him, but I did want to address that. And I did make a comment on under his video about that. Like everything he was saying, he supports that too. Like he was saying it like it was something not cool, but it's like, but you've been supporting somebody who's been doing this for 11 months. He mentioned about how he was out there telling the girls business or whatever. But you share this dude's videos. You were in this chat. You were supporting a dude doing the same thing. So that's kind of confusing. And that's why I kind of told him people can't take you seriously. Like,
Right.
it, it's like, okay, you saying that because you just mad at him because you did it with another person. So it's like, you got to be consistent.
Yeah, if he wasn't mad at me, he would be able to see that clear as day. Like, okay, now the same thing
Right.
you calling out Octavius for. If you put your feelings to the side about how you feel about me, your friend do the same thing.
Exactly.
So, you're all
And your friend has been
crazy.
doing it for 11 months, not 11 hours, not 11 minutes.
Yeah. I can't wait for the day to come where somebody, I don't recommend at this point nobody dating nobody on the internet, right? Because y'all see the outcome, right? But if for some reason somebody started dating somebody, at least have your stuff in order where they can come back and talk about you legally, your NDAs and whatever. That's one thing I would advise. But then, I just want to see two people be able to just move on and don't mention nothing about each other.
That only
I would
happens
love to
with
see that.
mature people. In all of those couples that you're talking about, there was always one person that was very immature and had some serious issues.
Yeah, and I guess that's why I have a soft spot for Octavius. Whether we get along or not, that's a whole nother story. I'm talking about at the end of the day. The reason why I have a tiny soft spot for him is because it was the same way with me. Come on the internet, quiet, not saying a damn thing, right? And then here go this other person wanted us talk, 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 while you still sitting back not saying nothing. Then when you start talking, like how he started talking today, everybody in the chat, oh, you be better than that. Your crown slanted. Oh, adjust your crown and move on. Y'all are missing the point though. This is the
I get it.
first time to say something. Yeah.
I get it. You have compassion for him, and I get that totally. I mean, now we could take it to another level. I get what you're saying, but at the same time, while he's feeling that way and he wants people to have compassion for him and support him, he had a friend doing it, and he didn't say one thing like. And at the time, the friend, at the time, he was cool with you during the time he was cool with that friend. Okay. He was
Mm-hmm.
cool with both of you. So that would have even been a real good time to be able to say, hey, man, I know, you know what I'm saying, whatever she did, but man, chill on that. Man, don't come out here no more with that. Like man to man, like what Marcus was trying to do with Octavius today. But it was too many females in the chat. That's why sometimes men have to have conversations without women. See, I understand because I've been around men all my life, so I get it. I understand the role of a man, and I understand the role of a woman, and what and how we're supposed to behave. When men are talking, you need to stay up out of it and kind of step back and
Yeah,
let them have
because
their man to man.
yeah, because I remember he kept saying, "Oh, I don't have nothing to do with that." But when somebody going live talking about me, he Octavius is still sitting there sharing them, doing all of this extra stuff, and I'm like, okay, now that's not being neutral, you know.
Right.
Just like it's funny how it's playing out now. It's crazy. But
And
I'm gonna
it's
tell
playing
y'all
out.
today. So today when Marcus was on the panel, I did feel some way, a type of way, a little bit, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I feel like Marcus don't really like Octavius, like for real, for real. At the end of the day, right? So I would say 95% he was genuine, but in the other 5% you being messy, right?
I
But
believe that too. I
where
believe he was rubbing it in his face a little bit. But go ahead.
Yeah, but where were you when all that stuff was being done to me? How you didn't show up and be super saver right away? That stuff went on with me from July, and you didn't make an appearance on my channel until like what was it, August, September? Months later.
True. But also, he had to rub in his face. Man, I told you this a year ago. I told you so. I tried to tell you.
But then I started thinking, and I think outside the box all the time. I started thinking, wait a minute, are you hopping up on the panel to try to direct the live another way because you don't want him to say too much because you was digging whatever the hell she was telling you on the phone and you don't want him to say too much about her? Because the whole live went another way once he got up on the panel.
That too. I thought about that too. What I thought about is when he jumped on, I don't think I don't think Marcus even really wanted anybody to even know about that. So that told me that he was entertaining that phone call. And when he said, well, I was a little drinking too, and I was like, okay, that told it all. He didn't even have to say anymore. He was entertaining her a bit with that. He was. But like I said before, he's a man. So what did she say to make him start? Because for her to even call him, I can't see him just getting in the mood with her like that. So she had to be trying to be flirtatious, for him to kind of, you know what I mean? But that just goes to show you how men are do. Like, even though she did that, if he could hit it, he might, and Marcus, if you listen, I'm just saying, I know how men are do. They'll hit it just to be able to prove that he got it after she did all of that. Look, and she gave me some, y'all. After she helped that with that hate train and had everybody following her. She had all y'all all hating me the whole time. She was trying to give me some of that cooter.
And somebody will say, well, Vicky, you got to be fair because he was mad at you at the time when your story came out. But
True.
let's not forget, he was also mad at Kiki. Some kind of way, Kiki was the one that was working with me with the whole law thing. So if he's mad at me, hell, he was mad at her.
True. He was mad at her, but he didn't do it for her. He did it for Octobon. I was going to say that I just hadn't had time. So whoever said that, you took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to remind you. Remember, he had an issue with you, and he did have one with her. But she can't. She called him with some cooter cat. You didn't call him with some cooter cat, but he didn't come on there for her. He came on there for Octobon.
Man to man. That's what the chat said, man to man. But it was also a man to man with the other person in our situation. And hell, at the end of the day, that person was actually his mom. Without him, I'm telling you, I'm talking to y'all. I'm not involving nobody. You get what I'm saying. So you would sit there and be like, well, I don't know. What do you think? Or he just didn't think that person might be a man enough to have. I don't know. What do you think,
It,
Golden?
I don't. I really don't know. But honestly, how
I'm a
I feel, you
thinker.
can't. I can't even speak on his behalf with that because that is another a special circumstance. I wouldn't waste my time with that fool either. But the thing is that okay, I see what you're saying. He could have uh came on and said something to him. A lot of people could have. And especially now that they're out here now being a victim or out here now speaking against it. So it's like if you're speaking against this now, you could have came out long ago and told him, come on, dude. I mean, even the one in the wheelchair tried to tell him to chill. If you recall, she went on his live, she went on his panel, and she was like, she doesn't even like you. But she was even saying, like, do something else, your music, something, it was getting on her nerves back then. And she even tried to, although she's not a man. So the reality is, I don't care. He's so off. It could have been anybody to try to tell him. And he was going to find an excuse because he was trying to find excuses then. He only wants somebody to support it. And that's that. And if you don't support it or if you see something is wrong with it, then you turn it on him. Then he'll have a problem with you. So he
Yeah, and
can't
we
even,
definitely not trying to make this about him.
right.
But
He
I
can't even
just
think
had
like a man.
Yeah, but I'm a thinker, so of course I started thinking like, wait, what's going on here? But it was a nice gesture at the same point. At the same time, don't get it confused what I'm saying, guys. I don't have a problem with him talking to Octavius or trying to say calm down or whatever he had going on, right? I don't have a problem. I just was sitting there thinking, like, what is so different this time?
Well, he was
Or is
talking
it a thing where, oh, we don't know about VQ? Say, yeah, we just gonna sit back and let them keep talking so we could get more tea. But because everybody already know her, you know?
right. Everybody knows her. Nobody knew anything about you. So that's the reason why he garnered over 1,000 subscribers because they wanted to get VQT. Nobody over there was supporting him. Every person who he tried to give a wrench to, they didn't want to be like that. They just came for the tea. And they making comments. They didn't come to support him.
Okay, yeah.
That's why they kept
We
asking him to take you their wrench. They didn't want to be a mine. And that's the very reason why I didn't make a comment. Not even, I hope y'all get this, nothing. I wasn't about to say anything. Hope you guys can work this out because I was not about to start putting my name in that chat where he'll be able to say, "Oh, boom, here you go, Golden," because I didn't want to be a mod either.
yeah. But let's go back on old way golden because we don't
Yeah,
want to hear. See y'all, see it came up because of Marcus.
right.
Like
Let's
that's it.
redirect it.
Okay. Right.
Right. Let's redirect it. But it has
Mm-hmm.
something to do with him because some of these same people who are speaking against the behaviors have been supporting the behaviors. And and the thing is they're speaking against the behaviors and they dislike them both. So just like how you dislike Kiki, you dislike Vibes, why couldn't you just go ahead and speak on it then? So it's really like a thing of because I don't like you. I'm gonna do this to you, man, because I know what it's about. I don't like you. I'm gonna do this to you because you took that monetization. Now, I don't know if you are all right with me talking about this, but that short today, she went off for a whole bunch of reasons too. And it had nothing to do with it was real. So she was emotional. Why she went off. She was mad to see Octavius and Marcus on that panel, Sheena on that panel. Um, Marcus finding out that Marcus and Kiki might have been, you know what I'm saying, doing some low, you know what I'm saying, some flirtation stuff on a telephone. You know what I mean? And for Octavius, you know what I'm saying? It, to be collaborating with Sheena, that's why she had a fit. It didn't have
I
nothing to do
actually
about.
forgot about that. I'm glad you brought it up. I forgot.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with it. I don't even know if everybody has seen it, but if you go to Vibes' page, she shared it. It's a short. It didn't have nothing to do about it. And the reality is that she's claiming the grape story again. I remember when she first came out with it. I remember I was all kind of concerned. Even Boss Lady, this is before Boss Lady earned her rent. She was in the chat that day. I remember she was like acting concerned and everything. And she specifically said he did not do that. He was just aggressive. She wasn't saying that he did raped her. She was saying he was aggressive. And guess what? How she keeps explaining it. If you guys listen to her, how she explains it, he did not grape her. She said, "You wouldn't let me take the catheter out. So what was you taking the catheter out for? You
Hmm.
was taking the catheter out because you was about to get you some." But he was so aggressive and so anxious and whatever, like you called him aggressive. He was like, and he said he was a man. He didn't care about you taking the catheter out. Either he did it with the catheter or he took it out himself. However it went, you was why would you be taking the catheter out?
Right, but she
Can
almost
somebody
contradict
explain that to
herself.
me? With my interpretation, if a woman is claiming that the man raped her, but at the same time, she's saying, "You wouldn't let me take my catheter out." Why would you be taking your catheter out? What was your purpose about to take this catheter out? It sounds to me that you was trying to take the catheter out so y'all could do it. But he just wouldn't give you no time to and got aggressive. Is anybody against what I'm saying? Because maybe they could explain it, and because my interpretation is wrong. Maybe I'd love to hear somebody else's opinion on this that could be a little different. Because if I'm trying to tell a man, you didn't even let me pull down my panties, then what was you gonna be pulling down your panties for? You know he was aggressive. He couldn't wait. You was pulling down your panties because you was gonna be a willing party.
Yeah, but I have the clips. Remember the one when she flagged the castle? When she had Octavius flag us in December. That was the clip they went after immediately out of all the clips. The one to get rid of about, oh, we're freaks over here. Oh, we like it hardcore. Oh, he be doing whatever in my chair when she explained the whole thing. So
We
you
freaky.
still was inviting him over. Yeah, you say, oh, we freaks over here. We freaky deaky. So come
Yeah.
on now, who gonna get great and then still linking up with their aggressor, going out the country, whatever state, whatever with the person? Nobody.
I mean, you would think nobody. I'm sure there have been people who've done it. I can't say that. But the thing is, you said y'all was freaky. And then the thing is, you said he wouldn't let you take your catheter out. I would love to hear the justification behind that. Why you keep, she said it more, she said it before. Why do you keep talking about taking your catheter out? What was the purpose of it? She's never said, I told you no, I didn't want to. She's never said that. She's hollering, you didn't let me take the catheter out. So that was not great. That was just aggression. Like she called it initially. He was aggressive. She's used that term before on him.
But was it I don't even know if I have that receipt or not. But wasn't somebody just on here saying that she was live and she said they planned that story for
Yep.
Marcus to take Marcus down?
I remember hearing that from somewhere. Hi, Ebony.
Hey Ev, Yeah, so which one is it? First is he did this, then I apologized, then I went back saying, then it's like, oh, girl, you don't make no sense. But shout out to
And
Steven because I'm happy Steven reported it because the life is gone.
mm-hmm. And that's why they
Steven
were.
don't
That's
miss
why they
nothing.
were. Yeah, they was. That's why they was trying to get rid of all of that. They didn't want that evidence out. You could. She could not go up into a court, and a judge would not throw her that chair out and anything else, the bag on her belly and everything else, coming in there with that BS, and they hear those videos. And then the one where on Sheena's panel when she was arguing with him was like, "I didn't say you raped me, girl. Come on."
Yeah.
I didn't know that she was like, she's not credible. Had I known she was not credible, I would have figured out a way when she first came out with it. I was on, I just happened to be in her chat that day. And everybody was feeling sorry for her. Like I said, I'll never forget. Boss Lady was in there too because I remember her telling me something that day. Like, because she was telling Boss Lady, like, she didn't have to, it was something like Boss Lady was kind of a little upset about it. And she was telling her she didn't have to be upset about it. It was something that she told her. See, that was before Boss Lady worked, put in enough hours to earn her rent during that time. I'll never forget it. And
Bill
I remember
Cosby,
questioning it. Huh?
Bill Cosby said she a stand-up artist. Yeah, because even the other day, when Kenisha made her mad, she was over there saying, oh yeah, why you don't tell everybody how you be offline abusing me, cussing me out, doing like saying he's verbally abusive and whatever, mentally abusive. So it's like the minute she get mad at somebody, she try to put a label on them. Look
Yeah.
at Octavius. Now you over there yelling and screaming that he's a pedo.
He's a predator. Yeah.
And I'm like, girl, you better stop because you know he don't play by his name and you know he don't mind going to a courthouse, right? And you
Yeah.
over there not saying no allegedly, no nothing.
If she ain't calling him a tyrannical emperor, then she definitely, is violating him.
Yeah, you don't play with nobody's name with that word, especially no dude.
And then you're doing it publicly on a recording. You know what I'm saying? Like all these people are listening. You don't know how many people, thousands of people are watching this.
On such a big channel. Uh-huh.
These people don't understand the seriousness. See, they've been doing this all their life on the streets or whatever, spreading rumors and gossiping and all, whatever they do. They don't understand the seriousness of that kind of stuff, apparently, because they do it too much and lie too much on this app. And they don't think, everything is funny until those tables turn. We're watching tables turn as we speak right now. That's for all of them. We watching some karma with Kiki, Octavius, because see, he supported some bull crap too. Let's not forget. Okay?
Mhm.
Let's not forget.
As the world turns in
Yeah.
YouTube street. Manifest,
Yeah.
was that
The,
today? You
the
said
same
she
thing
had
that
an
makes you, I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, I was asking Manifest did this happen today? You said she had an entire conversation with her birth father and her about it. He told her to stop. Was that today?
Please
About the
share,
grave,
manifest.
yeah, about the grave situation. She's saying that she spoke to her birth father about it.
She's having a fit right now, and it's not. You know why she spoke to her birth father? She's having a slight mental breakdown, and it ain't got nothing to do with that. Great, you was just all right with the man the other week, taking up for him, called him when you and Gumbo was y'all wanted to collaborate together against Benji. Now all of a sudden it's back there. She's acting out because she has found out all that time 3 weeks ago. If you notice, Marcus kind of avoided this conversation today, like you said. Marcus would not go into details because he should have said, "Oh man, Octavius, man, Kiki was just saying this and that," and he did mention that Kiki said something about Sonny, and that could have been, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. He didn't go into details. His he mentioned I was drinking, so I already know what time it is. She was drunk when she called. I was drinking that night. For Marcus to be even entertaining her like that, Sonny, I'm sorry, not her name, wheelchair bound, she was had a fit. That's why she was mad. See, she's trying to use, she's trying, why all of a sudden now, today, she's pissed of what she heard today. Don't let that fool you about that grape stuff. Now she want to bring that up. She's pissed off to hear that uh uh Cuckoo and Marcus was on that phone. We all surprised today.
Yeah,
That's what
definitely.
that's about. That's what it's
Yeah, because
really about.
I clicked on Sunbum's live and I'm talking about she was upset. I don't think I've seen her this upset in a long time. You know, she be mad every day, but today she was like a crazy, deranged person.
She never think that he would have an entertaining phone call with Cuckoo.
Mm-hmm. Today I was like, ooh, no, wait, I don't need this energy. I had to leave. I couldn't even watch her. If she talked about me today, I don't know.
I
I'm
don't
like,
even think
I'm good.
she might have not even had time to talk about you, honey. Marcus and rocked her world. Marcus and Cuckoo over there has rocked her world for the day. Blew her mind. Look how look how she done flipped out, how she was hollering. Looked like her eyes was coming out her head. But she talk about golden signature and golden signature's eyes. All she
Yeah.
needed was a big bowl of water or something so she could be swimming. Them eyes were so big and coming out of her head.
Hey, Cocoa Butter, how you doing? You said I already hit the like button. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah. But I don't have any more lists. I don't even know. I don't know. I know Charmaine was saying earlier, like, dang, Marcus went on the panel and the whole live went another way, and that's true. Because he probably would have spilled some more stuff.
He probably would have. And Marcus did kind of mess things up because while he was spilling tea, did you know what I'm saying? Marcus, like you said, 95% was maybe he cared, but that was that part because Marcus did, he was reminding him how y'all did me last year. See, it was almost kind of like karma's an MF for you. Remember how you did me? And he has that right. I mean, when somebody is doing something to you and you see it coming back, yeah, you're going to kind of remind them.
Are you serious, Clarissa? You said she did mention me. Now you see what I'm talking about? What she
Lord
said?
have
Because I
mercy.
don't know what she said about me.
Well, she's definitely gonna mention you tonight in Golden. What did she say? What did she say today, Clarissa?
And there will be a victim. Like, what the hell VQ did to you? All
Well, that's
week the
good.
commentary ain't even been about you.
Well, that's good. We did talk about her then. Clarissa, please share with us what she said.
Marcus was holding a mirror in his face. Girl. Clarissa, girl, you got to tell us. What did she say?
Girl, lay it out on the table for us right now.
I bet it's something from some old 2024. Same reads over and over, probably. Who cares?
Meanwhile, if she mentioned VQ today, did she forget to mention her brother? And okay, never mind. Never mind. I gotta remember, because I don't want that food. But you know what I'm saying? Let them try it. But I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't want that fool to start trying to play victim. But how come? Why if she had everything to say about VQ today, did she forget about her brother and what I exposed? Church house mouse quiet over there.
Hmm.
And he had the nerve while he was over there manipulating that day to talk about, hey, Sonny, watch your kids. Don't have your kids. Like, if Golden is going to do something to his kids. No, you bet her kids. You better watch your kids. She shouldn't even have them on there online. She shouldn't have never had them online anyway. But he was right. But not from me, because I'm not the one who grooms little girls and take their virginities. Okay. So you're right. Because see what you playing brother And all he has to do is see those little girls like, hey, I'm your uncle. And he know everything. I remember that time when you got the chalkboard? And then he'd start saying all the stuff that's familiar to them. And then they'll start trusting. Oh, your mama was like my sister. He'll have a screenshot where she's saying, hey, brother. And next thing you know, they getting in the car with him. Don't play with me. Yeah, you better watch your little girls. But I'm not the one who knew a little boy from about at least at the max 12 years old or even younger, and I got it on with him. I ain't the one.
No, because I came to realize that without us, nobody have content. So why even bother? That's like giving them some shit to talk about. I
Did,
don't know.
did Clarissa tell you what she said? Or she probably don't even remember. It was probably so much. You know how she just rambles.
Oh, something about excuse me. I'm gonna put it back up. She said she was talking about everyone. She said something about when you were her mod. See, still talking about old crap. I was her mod, like girl, that was from last summer. Why you still talking about mod? Not even last summer, last beginning of last year.
Right. Last winter, last spring.
You said that brother and sister stuff online with people that you never met drives you bonkers. Yeah. I don't be running around talking about nobody, my damn brother and all this craziness. Like, what? Mm-hmm. I don't know. I've never been the type to be like sis, this, sis, that. Not saying anything wrong with it, because I know a lot of people do it. But I don't know. I could show you love without ever even saying sis, whatever.
I'm
It
not
just
into
is
that
what it
either. I
is.
mean, there are people who are. The only person who I do call sis is one of my friends because we used to play like we were sisters back in junior high school. Or not really, we didn't really play like we were sisters, but we were such good friends. It was like we felt kind of like we were sisters or something. Anyway, that was from junior high school. And I don't think we really started saying sis until we became grown.
Yeah. But everybody is different. Some people like it.
So, with me being an
Sis,
old lady, if I say junior high school, I'm talking like 40 years ago. Because I'm the old lady, but I'm the old lady with the dark hair, not the gray twigs.
let me see. You said she did not start the sector. Let's be clear, she is weird. Everybody want to take credit for who started the street sector. What does it matter?
What it exactly? Exactly. What does it matter? What is it bringing, to you?
I guess YouTube gonna be like every month. Ooh, you getting the extra $100 on your check because you're the founder of the street sector.
And let's be clear,
Crazy.
the reality was we were already here. We just didn't call it a name. I didn't even know what the heck a sector was. I remember I kept hearing people say beef sector. I'm like, what is that? What is the sector? I think I even remember trying to Google to figure out what a sector was. No, Marcus actually introduced me to her because of that interview. I didn't even know who she was. I didn't even know she existed. Okay. We were already in a group. We just didn't have a name and we just wasn't calling it a sector because see, we were all, uh, communicating with each other when Monique came out. And I remember it very well when she was in the comment section and she called herself telling on him because she didn't get her way. And she was like that man. And I was like, what? I'm trying to listen to what she has to say. And I remember she went live or we encouraged her to go live. I remember we encouraged her to get a page. At the time, she didn't even have she had a page, but I mean to really start doing something with it. And honey, once she learned how she could hustle and get that money, she started acting up real bad. But in the beginning, Monique wasn't trying to get money like that. You know what I mean? So she can't say nothing about she started anything. And none between her and that tyrannical emperor, neither one of them was out there in those trenches interviewing people. So what are they talking about? we were already here. Everybody was giving. By the time she came on board, Monique had about 2 cars, hustled 2 cars out of the supporters, I believe. By then, we were
And yeah, and
already here. D Dirty had a page at that time where she had created the page, D Dirty, and used to be on there talking about Monique and her lies and stuff. They were already doing stuff. We just didn't have a name. And most of us, we was, didn't probably ignorant to knowing what a sector was because we was there for the interviews and all of that. So what is she talking about?
yeah, it's so crazy because when Benji did his video the other day about Marcus, right? He was even saying that video like, damn, before Kiki even interviewed Marcus, he had already interviewed Monique. So the sector was already around before she
He did.
even did the interview.
He did. That's around the time when I found out about who a Benji was. When he did that interview with Monique, that was months and months before Kiki interviewed Marcus.
Right. Uh-huh.
But you know what?
Cause
We got to remember what kind of people we're talking about. They want to feel important. They want people to tell them they're pretty. You know what I mean? So if this is what makes them feel like somebody, you know what I mean? It's just crazy. Now Marcus could come out and say, "No, I'm the one who started the sector. I'm the one. This was my YouTube." You know what I mean? And if you notice, Marcus, he may have said it a few times, like just kind of being like, not. I don't even really think he actually said it like that. But I'm just saying, for these people to really think that they created something, we were already around. That's when a lot of men were there too. They're still watching, but they're not saying anything because they don't get involved with fighting women and doing all that stuff that these Negroes is doing. Don't think that their men are not watching this. They just don't comment, but they're watching. And during that time, there were more men around because they were even helping Monique and they would even comment and say stuff. Once these feminine dudes start trying to come out, they kind of step back. Oh, I'm glad I said that. This is about Octobomb. About him, how he started being known for fighting women too, right? Now, I'm going to give his dad, I don't even know who his dad is, or, of course, we don't know who his father is, but I'm almost certain that his father did not teach him how he's operating with fighting women and doing all this kind of stuff like he had been doing. See, he didn't came up on this YouTube and in these sectors with these feminine energy type of men and picked up that bad behavior. Okay. Because if you all remember, Octobomb was fighting women too, along with Gumbo and along with that rejected vibes was messing with. Those are the only 3 that really are known within this sector because they like to be seen. The other men really ain't really saying much or nothing. They being men. They know how to go sit down and be a man.
that's why, you know what, I actually forgot. You was talking earlier. I really didn't forget. Let me rephrase that. When Brown Eye was in here, I actually wanted to tell him, but I'll wait till I see him again. I'll tell him, right? But if Brown Eye actually take his channel serious, I could see where he have potential. Because I was there listening to him earlier, but he thought I was gone. But when you came in, that's when I was like, oh, bye, I gotta go live, whatever. But when I was there listening to him, he talked totally different from all the other dudes that roam around in these spaces. It
He
wasn't
does.
just no profanity. And he was actually talking about relevant stuff like, why are all these men out here bashing women and the women are like still supporting them and whatever. And he was really calling some stuff out over there tonight. Yeah, but I know he be all over the place a little bit because he's new to live streaming. But if he could sit down and focus and stay on topic and whatever, he had a great topic going. I'm sorry that I had to leave. And he wanted people to come up and start talking. Because I guess he was trying to ask, like, who was the worst dude in street sector and stuff like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he does. He has a serious side to him. He trolls a lot. Um, but he does have a serious side to him, and I did recognize that, you know, um, where he can get serious and actually have a conversation. And I do notice, like with his conversations, even if you don't agree with him, he's all right with that too.
Oh, MGO said, "Oh, you're not feeling well. I hope you feel better, MGO."
Hi, MGO.
Sorry to hear that. You catch her. Okay, have a great night.
Hopefully you feel better.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Well, y'all see, we was definitely earlier tonight than normal.
It was a
I
lot in
got,
these streets.
yeah. I know they wore me out today. You hear me? I could not keep up. I'm talking about before I could even process one receipt of a live or whatever. Here goes somebody else was live. That's why I
That,
know somebody in the chat, that was Clarissa, was like, oh, she hopes somebody recorded Sunbum. I know I didn't. Mm-hmm.
that's why you need a team. You need a
Yeah, I was
team.
tired.
See, your channel is building, and when it's a lot of drama going on, everybody wants to be heard. And they'll just go from live to live to live to live to live. You got to be ready for it. But you can't be at two places at one time.
Right.
And when you leave one place, you might miss something important going over to the next house.
Yeah, but then I'm like, if I try to push this live to later, I just know I was gonna fall asleep because I'm tired. Mhm. So I'm like, let's just do it and get it over with. But yeah, you got anything else to say, Golden?
I don't. I think you kind of covered it, and I interjected a lot. So for the most part, no. Let's see. Wait a minute. Tell me. No, I think you kind of covered it.
Oh, you know
So
what? I wanted to say something. I don't mean to cut you off. I know I caught something, but I think that's when I was kind of like snoozing a little, but I was still listening. Remember, I said I dozed off for like a quick second, but I know I heard something. But I want to be able to go back and listen to it before I really, really speak on it. But I'm gonna just throw it out there and see did anybody hear, or am I tripping? Did he say something in his life today, Octavius? Did he say something in his life today along the lines of, oh, she came to the house and she was in the living room or something? So basically, I'm saying he went from saying she don't know where he lived to now he was saying today that she was like in the living room with his mama, or it was something about the house setup and Kiki over there or something.
sounded
I
like
don't
he
know
was
where I got
saying
that from.
he mentioned something about her being in the mother's house. So that's when I came to the conclusion that he doesn't really live in the house with his mother, but they all live on the same property. He's mentioned, like, I don't know if he said it, she said it, or they both said it, but it sounds to me he lives in a unit. The mother lives in another unit, and the brother lives in a unit. And then he mentioned something, I guess, like maybe in the state of Florida, where if it's occupied all by relatives, there's no taxes. I don't know if to believe that or not, but I do know, since he did mention that his dad was in the military, and I do know that being in the military, you don't have to pay property taxes. So I don't know if he has that a little wrong, or there are two different ways they could have received the waiver. But I do know for military, and especially I believe if you use your GI or something like that, you don't have to pay property taxes, and that's kind of like a good benefit.
Yeah, but I mean, so basically, it's crazy. It's stupid. Then that's the point I'm trying to make. Plat, like when, okay, so you see right here, you say he have a multi-family dwelling, whatever. He didn't take her to his part of the house. But what you gonna say? Golden, you don't know where I live, da da da, whatever. But you came to the house. You was upstairs, but you just didn't come downstairs. It's stupid. She still know your address. She still know where you live. It's not like you live down the street from your mom and she don't know what your house look like at all. She was at your house. She just wasn't in your part of the house.
Right.
So
Exactly.
make sense.
Now, let me ask you all: do you all believe he's on food stamps? Because he kind of admitted that he had been on it. I ain't been. I think he said I ain't been on food stamps, so I ain't had them in 2 years or something like that. He said. But put it like this: if he doesn't have food stamps, he's a damn fool. Like you don't have a job. Why? If you got it 2 years ago, why won't you go get some food stamps? And what? Unless what did you time out? What do they call it? Like did you do? Is it a such thing where you have them for no, I think that's welfare. But so yeah, why aren't you getting food stamps? If you had them before and you're not working, make it make sense.
Because I know down here they be like, okay, if you are working, they're willing to help you, right? Like even if it's $16 or something crazy. But if you're not working at all, like basically they'll give you the food stamp, but you got to be going through like the workers program, like the workforce or whatever. And then they set you up with the appointments and you get it like they'll have a job fair and then you come dressed. They'll even help you with the clothes for the interview, da da da, all of that stuff. So basically, he probably qualified for it, but he don't want to go through the steps of getting it because he don't want to go to work.
But do you have to? I thought that was what welfare like. Food stamps is the government. Is the United States government. Welfare is local, where like I thought. I mean, is
No,
it where?
because down here, even if just say a mom say, "Oh, I want some child support," I mean not child support, food stamp for my kids. Number one, Florida gonna ask you, "Where's the daddy?" I don't know where the daddy at. They gonna say, well, we gonna find him together, and then now they start sending out everybody you mess with for what you call it, DNA testing,
Wait a
and
minute, for
they go
food
through the
stamps?
whole thing. Yes, yes. They want to
Oh.
get the daddy to do what they need to be doing. They just don't want to give you money to sit at home.
No, I'm saying that food stamps and welfare are from two different government agencies. Welfare is local, meaning it's through the county, whatever county you're in. Food stamps is the United States government. So their rules are different. And it's like even with that, he could use his YouTube business and say, okay, well, this is my income, whatever. If it's $100 a month, for his food. I don't understand. Like, if he said he had food stamps 2 years ago, well, nigga, you ain't got a job now. Why you ain't got no food stamps?
I guess they're just really trying hard to get away from people just sitting at home, not doing nothing, collecting money. You got to be working at least 20 hours or something. You got to have something going on, you know?
Right.
Especially if you're able-bodied. So that's why it will kind of be like, well, you are getting the food stamp if you say you get SSI. Because SSI, you don't even have to go through DCF to get the food stamp or whatever. Social Security will send you your check, and on top of that, they send you your food stamp. Basically, what I'm saying, you don't have to go through the people to apply for food. Like if you apply for SSI and you get approved, right? They'll give you the SSI, send you your dental, send you your Medicaid, send you your food, send you your healthy benefits, your OTC, over the counter. All that stuff come from Social Security and not the state of Florida. You get what I'm saying?
Right. But Social
If
Security is
that makes
also,
sense.
yes, but Social Security is also part of the government, United States of America, like the food stamps.
I get that, Golden, but what I'm saying
Uh-huh.
is you don't have to go to the Department of Children and Family, DCF. You don't
Right.
have to go through them and do an application. Social Security handle everything for you, and they just send you out the cards. Like, this is your dental, this is your medical, this your food, that, from what I've seen in the past. I don't know. So it's like it saved you the work from doing the application and going through all of this. But once your Social Security get cut off, then you basically lose all the other stuff that came with it, if that makes sense. So I don't know how to explain it.
I
They
get it.
said they
I
help
get
you
it. So,
find a job.
but do you all believe he's not receiving food stamps? Because although I know Kiki lies, she had a story behind his food stamps.
Oh, I don't know. But thank you, Steven. I appreciate that. You fit right into the family as a Castle resident. Okay, Steve will be on it with them receipts. You don't miss nothing. Like
Yes,
you fit
Stephen, that
right
was a
in
good
with us.
receipt. That was a good receipt you got today. You grabbed today. Now just be careful now because you know what they'll be trying to do.
I actually thought about that and I said the next time I can't remember everything though. I need to share it with you, put you up the game. You might want to start putting the receipts on a different channel because if they go boom, boom, boom with 3 videos that you have, your channel is gone. Then we won't know Steven is Steven anymore because you're going to have to come back as somebody else. You get what I'm saying? If they go to your channel right now and strike 3 of your videos, your channel going to be deleted in 7 days. So then when you try to come in the live chat, your memberships and all of this stuff, and everywhere you're a member, we won't know who you are anymore until you say, hey, I'm back, y'all. I'm Steven. So you might want to start putting them on another channel and then share them on your community tab, if that makes sense, to protect your channel. Hey, Bills. I don't know. I don't get benefits. So I'm telling you what I was told or seen people went through before or whatever. I don't get it. So I don't know, y'all. I was just being realistic, saying that's probably his situation, but I don't know. I'm not even gonna worry about it. He get the food stamp, he get them, he don't. Or the SSI. Oh, I'm getting hot. You say he gets $3 a month from YouTube. What? He get $3 a month from YouTube. He definitely can't use that as income. Y'all are petty on here. I'm talking about somebody said that today, talking about if he said he get to the the $100 threshold every month, that means he's working for $2.50 an hour for like how many hours just to get to the $100 every month. I'm like, y'all don't broke it down to the penny.
But did you see how silly he was sounding when Marcus was trying to tell him? And he's like, well, I was doing good on the AI. For 8 days. I'm like, dude, do you get what he's trying to tell you? You busy talking about this damn AI and he's trying to tell you about hustling, making some money, turning that striking into a business. I swear these
So
dudes on this app are crazy.
So Gemini is saying here Social Security and Social Services are 2 different places. Yeah, I know that here they are too, but before, right? I saw it. It was somebody I knew. They was on Social Security for whatever, disability, right? But they just out of the blue woke up, checked their mailbox, and boom, you got a dental card. I don't even remember what the name of the dental card was. They selected the doctor for you, everything somewhere close to your house, right? And then all of a sudden you getting the Medicaid. So you get the Medicaid, the dental, whatever the other thing I said, over the counter something. You get all the cards just was coming. But then once they lost the Social Security, all the other stuff got cut off. That's all I was saying. So I don't know the process. I don't get Social Security, so I don't know. But I am hot, y'all. You say it's the Social Security, the kids don't get it. And that was SSI. Yeah.
Well, we know now that she bought him some Nike shoes, and he was looking a little shabby with her. I can say that. When she showed some of those, shared some of those photos, he was looking a little shabby. To say that she was supposed to be bougie.
Hmm. Yeah, I remember when they first met up that first day, and I know what was it? Oh, I think that's when the trolls in the chat. Because remember, she said today, he used to get mad when they met up. He get mad about YouTube, right? So like people in the comment used to be picking on him how big he is and all that stuff in 2023. So I guess he used to log off and be mad as hell arguing about the trolls chewing him out. But anyway, when they had went to like some was it MGM or some place like that? I think it was MGM. I know they was like walking through like on the rooftop or something. I think that's when they went to New York. So then the point is, he was so upset with the people on the internet. He was just yelling and screaming at the phone on the live stream, scaring the damn people that's in the place. And she's like, wait a minute now. Like you a big black dude roaming around real tall at that, yelling and screaming on top of your voice. All these people looking at them crazy. Like it's a time and a place for everything. I'm like, oh Lord.
A big
And then I could
54.
kind and I could kind of tell that every time they went to a like fine dining or whatever, he always have a hat on around the table, all of this stuff. And I'm looking like, damn, you don't know that to be 40 something? Go
Embarrassing.
ahead, go ahead.
No, he's just embarrassing. And how the photos that she showed, while she was trying to be so bougie, he was looking, like I said, shabby. And then, like you said, he was out there hollering and screaming, and he's sitting over there 6'7", size 54, waist size 15 shoe from the big and tall store. You know what I mean? I could imagine.
And he said he was 6'4". I could not imagine 52, size 52. Damn. I don't know. I've never been attracted to big dudes. I don't know, child.
Me either.
Mm-mm.
I don't care what size I get. I'm just not attracted to something, a big old burly nigga like him.
He said size 52 is crazy big. That's what he said. He was a 52. And he wears size 15 shoes. Yeah. I know them shoes cost some money too, because the bigger the tennis shoes, the more you gotta pay.
Yep, and especially if they're specialty shoes. If they're from the
Mm.
big and tall store or something like that. Yeah. That's probably why he only had that one pair. That was he was busting out of, and she had to go get him a pair of Nike.
Yeah, but he definitely gonna be missing that lifestyle. Because I can't even remember what was the name of the car now that they rented. I do have some reaction videos for that.
I
She said that
remember
he's
seeing them rent a
45.
Mercedes. I remember when she rented a Mercedes. Oh, did we talk about that little boy that did you talk about that where she brought up the little boy that his
Yeah, this
alleged?
morning I
Okay.
touched on it for a little bit. I guess I'm still in shock. He got a whole son the whole time. And you notice that when he went live, he didn't say nothing about that. If he did, I missed it.
No, he conveniently didn't say anything, and nobody said anything in the chat. Mm-hmm.
I'm like, listen, I can't imagine sitting up there. Whew, that is too much weight going around. Both of them big in one room. We done broke the damn bed spring.
Oh well. Could you imagine both of that skin just flopping on girl? Flop, 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 bloop, 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 bloop. Lord. And the way he described her belly, I don't know if it's something that's recent or if it was like that when they first got together. But you swear that boy, like she must be tucked in with a hell of a girdle. The way he described her body today. He said when she take off all that, everything just fall out.
Oh, I saw them pop up, but I can't see them now because I'm on mobile. I will have to like literally click on it. Oh,
They
I
all just
see like the preview of it. Girl, I might need to crop this and go put it on the community tab or something, but go there will have to talk to y'all the whole time. I'll just do it later. I'll do it later. Her house is so dirty. Girl, where you got this picture from?
she was on live
See,
showing her house today. She's, her room and everything and her stuff, it was out of order. And she was like, she can get. Basically, she ain't got nothing to hide. That's what she was basically saying. It was like it was just basically like stuff that she didn't have folded or stuff like that kind of thrown around on the bed. But she showed her bedroom and her her.
Mm-mm. Girl, Charmaine. I know it's probably recorded, but yeah, it's probably in the recording because all the lives today, I got them just in case she deleted them. But yeah, I know I got it. But I just, you know how you record something, but you don't have time to dig through it. It was too much going on.
Oh, wait a minute. Am I the only one who caught that when she mentioned something about she had called the police on Octavius?
She had called the police on him.
Yeah. She put the police on him. I think he hit her. I don't know what happened, but that's the way how she was trying to almost kind of insinuate. Am I the only one who heard that today?
Oh, and then she said something about the brother. I guess the brother downstairs allegedly must was did something to some girl, beat up some girl or something.
I don't know about the brother, but she said something about which was pertaining to her, as if she had to call the police to protect her from him.
Yeah, but remember when he was up there with her, it was something happened between them. So you kind of could have just assumed back then the police was called because he said something about, oh, I'm up here in Virginia, like Virginia, a Commonwealth or whatever. That's the wrong place to like be calling the police. Because 9 out of 10 they love to take somebody. It was something to it. So he said he had got so mad he called somebody he went to school with or something like that. Y'all remember that story months ago? And he got
I
so mad that he had
vaguely, I
ended up
think I kind of
leaving.
do remember. Vaguely, I kind of think I do remember something like that.
Because he was like something like, oh, he went to go stand on the side of the street or something because he didn't want her to say he did nothing to her or whatever. It was something to it.
Yeah.
hmm You said she claimed that he tried to hit her or something like that. She was probably drunk when they were out and acted a fool. Yeah, and
I
I
thought I
don't
was.
want to put no labels on somebody, but if I remember correctly, he was saying something like he don't want to, like how he'll sit there and try to do something with you, but then you want to go lie and say he took it from you. It was something to it, yeah.
It could have been, but Sarah, I thought I heard that today. She said something like that today. She mentioned something about putting the police on him as if he tried to hit her or something or hit her. It was something. And I was like, oh, I didn't know Octobum hit women.
See, forgiven. Remember, he mentioned it months ago about her calling the cops.
I think I kind of remember that, but she mentioned it today. She sure did.
Child. And he actually went back there after that? Oh, he bold. Bold, bold. Yeah, I don't like that. You call the police on me, I take it so personal because you didn't call them for me and you to have no for me and them to have a tea party. You called them because you was trying to get me in trouble. Okay? You want to make me mad? Play with my freedom. Because when you called them, you didn't mean me no well. You get what I'm saying, guys? I've always been that way. You called them, I just figure you hate me. We don't have
Yeah,
nothing else
at
to
the
talk
time,
about.
yeah, at the time, her intent was to have him put in jail. For sure.
Yeah, so when they leave and I'm not in jail, we don't have nothing else to talk about because I could have been in jail. That means you should never call them to begin with. You don't care about me. That's how I look at it. You didn't call for a tea party, did you? Oh my gosh. She said, I don't think he hit her, but he attempted or maybe lunged at her and she called the cops. Yeah, she's a whole damn Karen. Okay, I don't know why would anybody want to be around her. He said she's sick. They make lifetime movies about her. Exactly, honey. He said she's a pathological liar. It's disgusting. She said one thing and then acts like she didn't do anything at all. Yeah, I remember that story because I remember thinking like, damn, imagine don't have an arrest record because he said he don't, and then go to all the way to Virginia just to go to jail. Like, what the hell? Exactly. Yeah, once the police are called, no matter who, I'm out. Exactly. You didn't care about me nor my freedom. Okay?
Well, he had to stay because she was the money. What she was the cash cow. He probably didn't even have money to get back home. I think vaguely, but I do kind of remember that. But he didn't have a choice but to go back to her. He should have just called his brother or something, a sister, or maybe he didn't want them to know what happened. Because you know what I mean? When you be with these people and your family and friends are talking about them, you try to make these people seem like they such great people. Then you be too embarrassed to call them and let them know or to come out with the truth about them. But I think it has something to do with he didn't have no other choice. Remember, she was paying his way. She even mentioned something today about when she was paying for his flights, how he kept saying, I like JetBlue. He enjoyed riding JetBlue. And that's probably because JetBlue, the seats are a little more, depends on which one you go on. I know I went on one time, and that specific, I'm not gonna say all of them because I've been on another one before, it was okay. But that specific airplane, it was pretty comfortable to say that it was a regular seat. Imagine him, big and tall. I know them knees be hurting like a mother once he get off that plane.
Yeah.
God
I know
bless you.
Gemini. I know Gemini said drop the link and leave her in the back, but once she came up here, I deleted it so nobody else can hit it. But yeah, you see, I've never been on JetBlue. Yeah, because she kept saying, "Oh, I told you to come American or something," but he's saying he like JetBlue, and I'm looking like, well, how you saying he never been on a plane, but he's saying he like JetBlue? So it'd be a lot of inconsistencies.
It's probably a little bit
But
more
yeah,
comfortable for him because he's big. I heard that like when they're real tall like that, I can imagine because sometimes my knees be feeling funny. But when they're tall like that, they need a little bit more space. JetBlue probably has a little bit more space versus some of the other ones. More leg
yeah.
room.
Yeah, but the point I'm trying to make is how you're saying that he have never been on an airline before you flew him out to come see you. How would he know all of that stuff
Right.
about
It didn't
he
make
like
sense.
right.
It didn't make sense. If he's never been on an airplane before, how could he tell you which one he likes? But maybe he sat up there on those computers and compared leg room. Well, JetBlue, they have 27 inches versus Southwest, they have 26 and a quarter, unless he was doing that. And just like, I think I want JetBlue. But I don't think so. He has probably been on an airplane before.
Yeah. He said she only does things for him for bragging rights. She want to say what all she did. Yeah. hmm
And
I
control.
can't stand somebody like that.
Bragging rights and control. Because you have to remember she was paying for everything and he had to basically dance to her music. But he put himself in that position. Really, he wasn't ready for a relationship. How do you go into a relationship with no job, no money, no giddy up? He don't know how to hustle. Like, what value are you bring besides, your pants and what's up under your pants? What are you bringing to the table as a man? Like these dudes nowadays have nerve enough to ask women, what could you bring to the table? Like they got it all twisted. That it's supposed to be the woman, men are supposed to be caring for the women. What you mean? I ain't that square. You think I'm square where I don't know what the word giddy up means? As if only folks on the street. They don't say it down here. What they say it in Texas? Oh well, no, I've been saying that word. Wait a minute, y'all.
You see, I want to hear from the lady he was with for 8 years. Girl. Oh, Sarah said, bottom line, she used him for muscle her court cases and to fight her YouTube fights. It's wild, y'all. It's wild. Now, at first, I'm like, I did realize that, yeah, they really don't have no chemistry. But as time went by, it seemed to me they, was getting a little bit uh closer to each other. And that's what she said. Yeah, I didn't like him at first, but I grew to love him. So it was obvious. Even even the first day that they met, I don't know where y'all would see those videos now, probably on his channel or membership or something. But you could just tell, like one walking in front of the other one, they not holding no hands. You wouldn't even tell that they're together.
What she liked is that he protected her from her enemies because you remember he was fighting all the women. He
Yeah,
was a
but even
sucker.
when they went to the White House, and I know one picture they were standing outside the fence on the sidewalk, right? But in the other one, it was something standing up, like you see how where the president would take the picture when he's addressing the nation or whatever. I don't know if they was actually standing up in that Oval Office or whatnot, but it was a picture like that. Unless it was a room where you just take photos, I don't know. But the point is, she was standing up at like where the president will be standing, and he was just standing in the back like her bodyguard with his arm folded in some dark shades and whatever. I don't know where y'all will find those pictures, but
Well,
yeah.
hey, basically she was dating him for all the wrong reasons. And that
Mhm.
usually it don't work out when you're doing that.
Girl, that is crazy. You said he got more coochie action from her than, oh, girl. I'm still stuck at the 2 times in 2 years.
Wait a
That
minute,
is
who?
wild to me.
Wait a minute, what did she say? I see it. Bend over. Got more. He might have got more of it than he. Right. He probably got more Kiki than Octopus got from her. Bend
Mm-hmm.
over did say something like that. Like, I think he did one day when he was cussing out Octopus.
Oh, gosh. He did. But it's so crazy because first it was Kenisha talking about her phone sex is white. I'm like, Kiki taking all kind of L's this week. Well, from the weekend till now. One saying, oh, the phone sex so weak, all she do is moan. The other one came out here saying cottage cheese and all kind of stuff. Like, what is going on?
He was talking about her cellulite, but most women will have cellulite when men don't. I mean, I'm not saying men don't have it, but women are more prone to cellulite. That's what he was calling her legs cottage cheese.
Oh, God.
But he's crazy anyway because he kept
He was
comparing
over there
his
going
body to
off talking
her.
about, she kept going on talking about, I was in the military. All I got to do is get up and run. All these potholes in my leg. I'm too tickled, y'all. I'm sorry. All these potholes in my legs, they'll even out once I start running again.
Now all she has to do is rub those things every night, those that cottage cheese, and it will smoothen out. A lot of people don't know that. Or get a roller or something and just roll on that stuff every day, and they'll start ironing out and disappearing.
That's a hell of a waste of 2 years.
They did it for the tube. for Tubi. And there were people really making it like that was just like the greatest couple. They had power couple. They just going on and on about them.
Yeah, Sarah. Did you hear the part where he said that she sent him VS tag the picture, and that's how he knew VS had a BMW. And now I'm hearing VS was over there on a live or something. So I'm definitely going to have to check out what VS did. Hopefully she didn't put it on membership.
I
So
believed VS from the beginning. I knew with Kiki actually, there were people supporting Kiki, like, yeah, she won. She won. Kiki won on technicalities. People don't understand that you can have a really good case and be telling the truth and lose a case, not because you didn't, that it was a lie or it didn't happen. It could just be based on technicalities. They're like people in court, in jail, or who's fighting a case. They could be guilty, but win a case based on technicalities or have a case dismissed. She did not
oh,
win that case because she was right.
they saying did VS smash? Oh, but it's interesting how now that he's mad, now he wanna sit up there and say what everybody been saying, that she did want to sleep with VS. Ain't this crazy? The whole time everybody been saying that.
And guess
And
what?
they kept
I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
No, the day that Octobum blocked me, he was on somebody's panel that day. One of those beasts. I don't even go over there, but I ended up over there, and he was busy talking about the females being lesbians and cussing the women out like he does. And I said, "You, Octobum, you got a lot of nerve. What you sit up there talking about them eating on each other, whatever, and Kiki, you got a woman who's like coochie." And that was the day I believe he blocked me. Yeah.
But
Like how do you
now
talk
he's
about
out here
all the
saying
women
it.
and what they doing and you got a woman doing the same thing?
But it's crazy. Now he's out here saying the same thing everybody been saying. This is wild. Mm.
But after that case, he was up there. He had his live going like Kiki was such an innocent woman, and VS was you know what I mean. I can't stand people like that. Then they come out with the truth. So you was sit over there fighting the whole time, knowing that girl was wrong.
You want me to tell you what happened the day after court with her and VS? The day
Yes.
after court, when she messaged and say, "Oh, I won, whatever, whatever." Did she message or I know she came on YouTube and said something, but I guess the reaction I gave her wasn't like, "Oh my God, you won," or whatever, whatever, as a friend, right? So because the whole time in my spirit was troubled that day, the day after court, for some odd reason. And it wasn't because I was what's the word? Like being fake to Kiki, but it was something about the whole thing. I kept thinking to myself, I wonder, did she really deserve to win? I wonder, because it seemed to me the main focus of the whole case got lost. If it was really for the son and the disability and whatever, did it get so redirected to them and their beef where the son didn't get justice? That was my main concern. And as a special needs mama, I was more thinking about the son, right? So I just kept thinking, was justice really served that day or whatnot? And then now to hear that you around here standing tiger and doing all this, I don't know. My spirit was very troubled the day after court for some odd reason.
And
Hmm.
vibes. I remember thinking that, like, when they were having, even when VS went live after the court case, I believe it was really redirected because they were talking really about everything but what I thought was supposed to be the issue, and it was about the son. Because remember when I ran her, me and a few others ran her up off of your channel that night? I was talking about the autistic boy. Nobody
Hmm.
ever mentioned him. You know what? Like during this case, even VS really didn't talk about it. So then I got to thinking maybe I had the case wrong. It was about something else. So really, he didn't get justice because they were talking about going around everything, talking about everything but what it was really supposed to be about. If that's what it was supposed to be about.
Right. Mm-hmm. It's crazy, right? Charmaine, that's a great point. You see, I wonder is that when she started having money problems, so she had to pay 15K for the lawyer. I just know at one point she was like, oh, I got to stop this crap, all this going to court, whatever. That's like really hitting my pocketbook. I remember her saying that, and I'm like, yeah. Like, I remember even telling her, what does it make sense if you go on YouTube, right? And you make $2,000 in 1 month, just saying any number, right? You make 2K, but you coming back on the same YouTube and you paying 15K for a lawyer. Then you got to factor taxes, all of this stuff. You're losing. You're in negative. You're taking a huge loss. Like you're basically just coming on here giving away money. You're not making money. You're hustling backwards.
Well, had she had the judge granted that request, but apparently her attorney did not complete the proper paperwork, she would have been able to get her attorney fees back. But this fabulous attorney that she claimed that she had didn't uh, submit whatever paperwork was needed or whatever they needed to do. What it was is they didn't ask for it, because when you complete that paperwork, it basically you ask for what you want, you know, out of the case if you win, and they did not ask for attorney fees apparently, because if they would have asked for the attorney fees in the paperwork, they would have received them.
Sarah, I already thought about that. I said, oh Lord, not street sector. People got wind of this tea and beef sector. You're not supposed to be driving if your license messed up with no insurance and you on YouTube doing all of this. You see the comment on the screen? She need to worry about the people who are going to call and report her fraudulent accident claim. She isn't supposed to be driving if her vehicle does not have insurance. You know somebody gonna call,
Right.
right?
But who are they going to call? However, someone had already gave made a point. Whoever did this hit and run, they're already probably in a little trouble. But if they have an attorney, that attorney is going to run. They have already ran her stuff, or they if they haven't, they will. If they did get an attorney, they probably need one, if especially if they did a hit and run. So if they're a decent attorney, they're going to do a background on this person, because they're going to need to figure out a way to try to halfway get out of it. Now, with me, I would straight out tell the judge she had no business on the streets. This incident would have never taken place.
Well, Sarah in the chat saying he said she fled the scene of the original accident and lied about the entire thing.
I thought the
What?
people fled. Hold up. So wait a
I
minute. Maybe I fell asleep too. I thought he said that the people fled and then she just drove on off the scene and drove to the work. Like she didn't stay at the scene. I thought they hit and ran, and then she just left instead of just sitting there and calling the police. Which, I mean, she could have did that. That wasn't anything illegal. If the person is already gone, you could like go home and say, okay, I'm gonna make a report.
he said she moved her car to her employer's parking garage so the police wouldn't respond. I don't know why I was thinking that he said the person left. I didn't know it was her.
That's what I thought he said. I thought he said that the person left, and then she called. He advised her to drive instead of calling the police there, to drive to her job. He claims, I don't know what kind of law this is out there. Yeah, with it being on private property, they can't just tow it. So he told, he had to get his little credit, if you notice, and I told her, well, I saved her. I saved her for getting her car impounded.
Gemini said he did. After they drove off, she went to her job. Sarah said they did hit and run, but wait. They did hit and run, but he told her to park at the parking garage because the police would have to have her permission to enter the gate. Well, y'all, so they some criminals. Ooh, yeah, this street sector is something else. This sound like a damn Lifetime soap opera, something on Love and Hip Hop or something. I never thought a day that real life would be on YouTube like this, ever. Today, when I saw everybody acting up on here, I'm telling you, I'm looking like this is a straight up real life soap opera.
And the first day of that accident, she was swinging her head and partying. And I guess she probably heard what we said. All of a sudden, I noticed even on her live, she was all in the middle of whatever she's talking about. She go, "Oh, my back is hurting," you know. "Oh, my back is hurting." Then yeah, I'm like, that's for the investigators. So just in case they watching this craziness on your channel, they can say, "Oh, well, yeah, she would, stop every once in a while and say, 'Oh, my back is hurting.'"
Yeah, but I know when somebody like get some sticky icy hot or something, she like icy hot. She like act like a blonde, like she don't know nothing to be almost 50. Girl, what you talking about? You don't know nothing about. And then she said something about she got what was the name of it from the prescription? What was the name of the prescription she said she got? It was something. I want to say it was lidocaine or something like that. But yeah, I'm looking like how you don't know what that's for. Like, come on now. I got the same impression. I think she's doing all that. I think she's doing that for the insurance. Yeah, because she
Mhm.
keeps saying it over and over and over. My back. Ooh, I was in an accident, y'all. Oh,
That's because
some
she
damn
she
medicine.
she even she believes that they're watching her channel. That's what that is.
Yeah. I'm
But
like, ooh,
guess
this
what? If
is
they
kind of
watching like we watching, and if they haven't checked her driving record, they will now.
you say you better hope she better hope bend over don't call the insurance company. Well, she don't have no insurance company, but I'm quite sure they probably could call the DMV or something.
What can the
And they
DMV
know
do?
her. I don't know.
They need that insurance company name. That's what they need. Not hers because she didn't have any. But whoever the person who hit her, they need their insurance company so they can give them the word. But see, Bendova don't know that. Oh, wait. Yeah. Because if
It's a
she
way around
didn't,
everything.
they would have to find out, another kind of way. Because there was no information in that police report when she first gave that police report because she didn't know who it was.
You know we messing with street sector people. These people don't play. If they even sending news to extended family and stuff. Oh, so that's what Bendova Kenisha was saying, right? Oh, maybe it was Octo did it with the extended family because they don't know what he talking about. Of course, they're not gonna say we know what you're talking about. So now they're acting like we don't know what you're talking about. Nobody didn't send no picture to the extended family or the daughter.
No, he kind of admitted that they did send it to the extended family, but what Bendova was trying to say is that yeah, he the one who sent it to the daughter. Like, in other words, I don't think Bendova was denying that they sent it to the family, but he's trying to say that Octobomb sent it to the daughter, but try to make it seem like they did it. They all lie so much, there is no telling. But because we know Bendova's method of operation, I won't be surprised if he didn't do it.
For goodness sake, didn't she say she got a ticket that day? Huh?
Oh,
I don't know. Because that was the live. Remember that day when they was on the StreamYard bopping head and dancing to the song, whatever, and I left? And that's when I went live that night, and people was like, "Oh, did you hear that he was over there giving you a shout out for cussing out Rose and whatever?" And I'm like, "No, because I had left, so I missed with him talking about me and Rose." So yeah, I don't know if she said nothing about the ticket in that live, but that was the live the same night after the accident.
Well, the question here is, why did she get a ticket? Was it for driving without a license, without insurance?
These investigators will find out. I'm not touching that. I don't have time for all that, but yeah, you know I don't be doing all that stuff, right? It is what it is. He said, "Oh yeah." You said Sarah said, "Oh yeah, he did say they sent pics to this family. This is crazy." Yeah. But she filed a police report based on lies. Well, she seemed to be her lying a lot. You say she ain't say her back was hurting when she was tearing up that sandwich from Wawa. I'm still blown away that she got a Wawa all this time.
What is Wawa? I saw that bag. I guess that's something out there back east. What is it? Wawa what? What is Wawa?
Wawa is a gas station. That's the same Wawa we was talking about with the water and all of that. That's why I was blown away that she have one in her state too. It's a gas
Oh,
station.
I've never heard of a Wawa.
hmm They
Now
sell food
Bucky's,
and whatever.
we don't have a Bucky's out here. I sure wish we had one. But I love me some Bucky's when I go down to Texas. I ain't never heard of Wawa.
I know they sell. There's the name of their sandwich is called a hoagie, like Hoagie or something like that. It's like a long sub, like a foot long.
That's what she was
hmm
eating.
Yeah,
But I think she was short on money because she came out asking for cash apps. And she basically said, they give it to Sonny. And I'm like, don't tell me the girl is, going, how can you be bougie and try to be like Sonny, who begged for food and cash apps every day, almost every day.
so you said it was the day after the accident in the morning. She said she got a ticket, but she didn't say why. Oh, she was having bad luck all the way around.
That's why she's been hitting that bottle.
But what is the odds of every year around the same time of year you go through the same things? This is just not your time of year. It was last June you was on here drunk and acting up. Now it's May.
Well, she's been drunk acting up before May, but she'll sit there and lie and say she's been sober for 2 or 3 years. My sobriety has been 3 years now. Girl, please.
I know
How?
Brown Eye finished Golden.
I know. I just was saying, girl, please. How have you been sober for 2 or 3 years when every time we turn around, you drunk? What did you say about Brown Eye?
It was something I was gonna say what Brown Eye did today. Oh, so he was asking me if I think that she was drinking while we was talking on the phone or whatever, because I was saying no, I didn't realize her being drunk during that little window. So then I went looking and it was actually from like August 2024 to like maybe November 2024. That's how long we was talking on the phone, right? But every time she called me, she sound like, just her how she be on YouTube, like sober, preppy, and her old ways. But there was never a day that I just figured, oh, she sound drunk or she acting drunk or whatever. So I would say I can't say yeah she was drunk within that 3 month window. I think she came online in June, acted up so bad. Then when everybody started dragging her or whatever, she like calmed down a little. And then I don't know.
She
I
went to
don't
the
know.
hospital after that. Remember, she acted up. Her daughter graduated. She did calm down some, but I think it has something to do with that hospitalization. So I think probably during the time when you were talking to her, she was straight. She was all right during that time frame. That could have been like a wake up call for a little while.
Right. So yeah, I won't lie on her and say, yeah, she was drunk offline. There was never a day that I talked to her and she appeared drunk. But then I think the last day I spoke to her in text when she asked me if I had a problem, and I said, yeah, that was November 15th. But then she was on here drunk January 1st. So, you know. Mm-hmm.
No, I think she was drunk around November. When during the time when it was November, when I believe she was drunk then one of those times when Dirty went to Georgia, she was watching them like a hawk and having a fit because they was enjoying life. And then she came on one night and it was dark. She removed that live real fast, but she was all talking about where they had gone out to eat and stuff, and she was saying something. I remember having making a comment about it, and I was saying, "Man, she sounded like she kind of drunk." And she ended the live, or Octobum ended the live, and next thing you know, that it disappeared like it never happened. Not too many people saw that live because it was only like 20 something views and it was quickly removed. I believe she was drunk that night.
Yeah. Oh, you said something happened between her and her daughter. What? He was hinting at it? What? I might have missed that part. Did you hear the part where Octavius was probably hinting that something happened between her and her daughter?
I don't know
That
about that, but I do know when I listened to Granny, she went in one of her short videos to Cuckoo Kiki. She mentioned something. I guess Kiki had a long live. What was it, 4 to 6 hours? And it was sounding to me how I gathered it that the daughter during some time of that live, because Granny said you was embarrassing your daughter. So I think somewhere in that live, her daughter came in on that live. And I was like, man, I can't try to figure out what part of this live it was because I was going to go back to try to hear it to see what took place. But I did hear Granny mention and tell Kiki something about you, and you was embarrassing her. So something I believe took place yesterday during that 4 to 6 hour live. And her daughter, probably walked in and maybe, I don't know. I'm not certain. Am I the
oh,
only
but
one who heard that, or I mean, is it anyone else who might be familiar with what I'm talking about or what Granny was talking about? Foreign blood.
I might have missed that. But I know on his live today he played some clip of where she had the dude, because I totally missed about the dude in the background and all of that stuff, and that's supposed to be the young dude or something in the background. You could hear him talking at the house.
Yeah, I missed that part. I heard him play it, but I missed that part. Then you can hear the bottle popping, or that's what he
Uh,
did. Hold up. That's what he claimed the bottle was popping. I think I did hear some, but I did hear a dude in the background because I forgot they good at narrating stuff that ain't really for real.
oh, so he hinted that something happened between her and her daughter after they got off of Pizza's panel. Oh, and you know what? Let me tell you, today I heard him saying, "Oh, I should go ahead and release that strike that he put, I guess, on Pizza channel from when her daughter was on the panel or something." So I said, Pizza will be happy because that strike will be lifted off her channel, but she'll be hot. I don't know if he's gonna do it or not. You say you want to see it? Well, that was a live that apparently he struck, Sarah. Kind of, but it was. Wait, what you said? It was from Pizza's live, not Kiki's live. Yeah, I know. So that's what he was saying. Oh, I should be petty and release the claim or whatever. Basically, just go back and retract the strike. Uh huh.
So that he can
That would
show the
definitely.
video.
Yeah, but then the video gonna be back up, and that's gonna make her look stupid. That's what we were saying. You said the daughter came in and tried to get her offline. Oh, mm, this is deep. It's too much.
Mm. Crazy girl fell asleep on live.
Yeah, she was snoring. And I said, see, here you go. Now you acting just like Sunbum again. And when I met Kiki in 2023, that's exactly what she was doing. She was online for days at a time, not bathing. I'm talking about, I know for sure at least 2 days went by. She had on the same, you know how you have the little shorts and the top like sleepwear, but it have like white, but it's cherries all over it, like red and white. But anyway, she had on that same thing for days on here. And then here it is today. He was saying that, oh, look, y'all, she didn't even bathe. She got on the same clothes.
She
Mm-hmm.
did have on that top the other day. But that comes from that alcohol and depression, not giving a damn.
Yeah, so when he met her, that's how exactly how Sunbum used to be on live sleeping. That's how she was. I'm talking about pissy drunk. You could literally see her on the bed sleep. And I'm like, why anybody want to go to sleep on the internet? You don't know who's watching you. All that negative, demonic energy and whatever. You letting all that stuff in your home. You know, it's too much.
Now I don't
Get
know
off
if
the
someone
internet.
was trolling her or not, but they mentioned something about about her don't fart while you online this time. Something I don't know if they were trolling her or what, but if they were telling the truth, then she was passing gas and everything while she was asleep.
Oh, but I don't know. I'm at a point like, this is too much. You say he called the daughter to get the mom off the panel and then struck pizza, right? So the daughter, because the daughter was seen. Come on, it's baffling me why everybody's acting like this girl is 5 or something. Like she's a whole adult. Yes, I know 18, 19, whatever. Y'all still saying they're little. Legally, she is grown, guys. She not a baby. What am I missing? Somebody will be 19 and everybody acting like they're 5.
Well, look how they call those young ladies that Marcus was messing with girls. Them hoes is almost 30, over the hill. And they calling them girls. Even the one that we thought was 23 is almost 30.
Yeah, she was snoring. Loud, like a whole dude. She was. When I clicked on it was like damn near 60 people watching and she's snoring it up.
Yep.
I'm like, oh, this is bad. This is bad. The same way she's acting now is the same way she was acting when he met her. I guess that's why a lot of people don't feel sorry for her. Because this is
Because
how
he
he met
walked
her.
in. Guess what? Listen, vibes. He walked in knowing he had seen her behavior before, like that other one over there. Anything that happens, you knew. You already knew what kind of person she was. Just like that other one. Anything he does, you knew already. You witnessed the behaviors of that dude. The same thing. Yeah, so, this is what he wanted, apparently. No, but what it was, he thinks he's this person who can save everybody if you notice. Yeah, I helped her with she didn't lose her she didn't have her car towed with Sonny. Yeah, I helped her channel and she and her views start going up. Yeah, I prayed for her and she was healed and stopped drinking.
No, that even when I don't even know when this was, but I know it was before Street Sector, okay? I remember he went to Virginia to go spend time with her, and they actually went to church that Sunday. And here it is. while he's in church with her, she still was messaging Kenisha because it was something that Kenisha had put up about the phone number or something because she had changed her phone number. And I'm looking like, well, I'll be darned, even in church, you still being messy. And then I looked, it was something to it, some receipt I had, and I looked at the time and I said, oh, that's when she was in church. And then she still was hitting Kenisha up. I'm like,
Mm.
y'all are wild.
So Kanisha was kind of telling the truth.
Uh-huh. That time, yeah. And then
Yeah.
saying, when they got together, he had hit up Octavius telling him that um basically be careful or something. Even today he said it. Oh, I had called him on IG and something was trying to talk to him, trying to tell him how she really is. Leonard up in here laughing. He said she
Well, he didn't
probably
want to
smells
hear
like the
that.
fishy.
He didn't want to hear
Uh,
that. So he knew what time it was. He knew what he walked into when he walked into. He knew her. If he thought he healed her that night when he was on the phone with her and she stopped drinking, apparently you didn't do enough healing, bro. Because we didn't seen this bra crash out too many times since the healing.
but I could tell today when Marcus was on that panel, he was looking so sad at one point. It more seemed like he just needed somebody, some big brothers. Like it probably would have been even better if it was Marcus and some other upstanding dudes, like in the sector up there. Whoever else got some class, you know? You get
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, be like, just talk to us and trying to give him some gems and whatever, because he looked like he needed it and he was receiving it a little bit. If the women
He,
would learn to shut up, like you said, yeah.
he did need it. He kept finding excuses and excuses. He kept on or trying to justify, well, I was for like 8 days straight, you know. And I'm like, this dude is really still trying to, you know, but he did need it. He really did. He needed some men up there to talk to him for real.
Yeah. And I'm sitting there looking because I did hear her say something about, oh, his mom more seemed like laid back, like, Asian lady, whatever. And she was saying something like, I wonder if when his dad was around, the mom was like, you fall back and live in your feminine energy, and the dad was a leader, like, of the household, head of household. So
Yep.
I guess the point she was trying to make is now when like they're getting a disagreement or something, and she looking to the mom like, oh, he's the man or something like that. I
Uh-huh.
did
And I
hear her
heard her when
say
she
that.
said that. Mama wasn't getting into that, especially if the mama don't like her. And that's her son. So she probably, you know, she coddles him. They all over there with her.
You said Marcus was very real with him. Oh, Steve would say sorry. Yeah, you might have to make another account. Just make another account like Stephen Morris 2.0 or something. We'll still know it's you, but you get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know what's going to happen, and I would hate to see that happen to you. Um, once you lose your YouTube channel, right, you're going to lose access to your Gmail account, everything from Google Play Store to your email, Gmail, the whole thing go with the channel. So yeah, you're going to lose everything.
Well, tell him to quickly take all that stuff down and hide it until he gets it together.
Yeah.
Because I know, you know,
And you might as well do it now when you only have
yeah,
like 3, 4 shorts and 3 regular
he,
videos, like 7 things. Yeah.
he needs to. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Gotta protect your channel. What is what it is. Yeah, you already got 100 people, so I'm looking like, shoot, you want to go live? You could go live. Now you don't want to lose your channel. Yeah. You see, I'm not attached to this. It's a burner. Oh. Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is all your memberships and everything you have everywhere everything gonna be stopped. So I just saw where it probably could be a mess. That's all. I'm getting tired. My mouth getting tired. You said losing contact for you all would be my only. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And you come back saying, "Hey y'all, I'm Steve," and then we look like how we really know you're Steven, you know? Now you got to build up your credibility, your trust all over again
Or
for
have his
everybody to
sister
take you
come on
serious.
but back on the channel to say, yeah, that's him. He would have to have his sister verify.
hmm Oh gosh, he said. But I think the chat done slowed down. All our cats of residents that was up here done disappeared and left us.
They probably didn't fell
I know.
asleep. It's Tuesday. What time? I mean Monday, and they trying to keep up with all the gossip and work at the same time.
And I am running from 1 hour of sleep. Okay. Remember, the whole day started with me dropping baby girl off to come back to go to sleep and never went to sleep. I came live, right? And been up with the nonsense all day. Never went back to sleep.
Yeah, there was a lot going on today.
Hey, my text guy. I be telling them, stop playing with me. My day one still be rocking out with me, okay? I think they think I be lying. That's what I be like, oh, that person was in my first live when I went live. Play with it from 2018. Mm-hmm. I don't fall out with everybody, y'all. What does she have to say, Golden?
I'm done for the day. I mean, you went over everything that we could think of, unless the chat, you know, has something,
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's been 3 hours, vibes. I can see why it's kind of slowing down. I mean, we didn't
Uh-huh.
talked about everything, there's nothing else. We better go ahead and get us some rest before they start up, but before she get back online, because I don't know, that's been some hours ago. It's going, that alcohol has probably worn off and she's back at it.
And the
Somebody
only
got to
thing
be up
about
for
it,
it.
yeah, the only thing about it is she went live like I know at least 4 or 5 times. So notifications stop going out. So even if she go live again, we might not even she might be live right now. You only get 3 notifications. So every time you keep going live, YouTube not gonna keep sending out no 6, 7 notifications.
Mm.
Oh shit. Let's see something real quick.
Well, maybe it's time to wrap it up now and kind of,
Oh shoot.
what?
I'm getting a message. See what I'm talking about? And I didn't get notified. Somebody said, "Girl, get your ass off live." She is actually live right now.
Okay, well, it's been 3 hours. I was about to tell you it's time to wrap this up. So, you all have a good night. Let me go run over there while Vibes, close out or whatever she's going to do. Good night, everybody. I got to go.
Thank you. You said you didn't want a girl. I didn't know. Notifications stopped going out. Oh my gosh, Charmaine. All right, y'all. Have a nice night, okay? And we definitely gonna play our intro. I ain't in no rush, but I'll see y'all over there in the bushes. Have a good night.
Welcome to the castle, everybody come inside. Where each soul is important and stands with pride. No opinion's better than the next. We respect them all feelings are valid. Let them echo off every wall. In the home of good vibes, we embrace and we heal. Sharing truth and compassion with a soulful appeal. I'm your vibes queen, guiding light through the night. Building build and trust in our kingdom as our hearts unite. I brew all the tea, warm and sweet with intention. Got receipts to back it up, every claim gets attention. They call me the receipt queen, evidence on my throne. When drama gets crazy, I make sure the truth is known. Child like, can you believe what we've heard? I keep it real and calm, delivering truth in each word. If rumors are swirling, I say, okay, let's see. Then present all the facts so y'all can feel free. For my members only, I share that exclusive tea. Platinum, you love it over here, living life carefree. We keep it real and loyal, trust growing each day. Inside these castle walls, love flows in every way. Every castle resident's voice is heard loud and clear. We vibe together in harmony, year after year. Our story grows stronger with each conversation. So join the family now, be part of creation. Like, comment, subscribe to the castle, where everyone is welcome. All be hip-hop track. Welcome to the castle, everybody step inside. Vibes clean on the throne, come along for the ride. No opinion's better than the next, that's the deal. All feelings are valid, every vibe here is real. Castle residents, stand up, we keep it moving strong. In this kingdom of vibes, you know that you belong. Respect in the castle, that's how we do it each day. So settle in and vibe out, VQ's leading the way. I'm the receipt queen, I keep receipts on file. Spilling all the tea in the castle with style. When the drama pops off, y'all like it's hot. I stay cool with the facts, giving proof on the spot. You get my story, okay, I'll prove it real quick. Dropping all the receipts, now the truth really sticks. I'm serving up truth while they just chasing clout. In the castle we keep it real, no room for any doubt. For my members only, I spill extra tea on the side. Platinum, you love it over here, it's a VIP ride. Behind these castle doors, I serve truth extra strong. Exclusive vibes for my people, we vibing all night long. If you want the inside scoop, then you know what to do. Hit that join button fast and come through with the crew. Castle crew so loyal, shining bright like a crown. We built this family together, ain't no tearing it down. Like, comment, subscribe to the castle, where everyone is welcome.